Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to episode 69. Nice. Of the Snarp Fangle Podcast. I'm your host, Jake Metzger, the guy who you might, yes, I didn't include Psychonauts in my list. My co-host this week is somebody who's been blazed the depths of hell recently, and we are glad he's back and better than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, David Reed. How you doing, David?
Excellent.
Good to hear. Good to hear. You might want to get that mic a little bit closer to you.
Oh,
sir.
no, this is the
perfect. This is the hand, 4 fingers in front of your face.
4 fingers, yep.
Not 5, not 6, because that'd be weird. One of our guests this week is somebody who's become more French in recent weeks, but we love him even if he is a little bit obscure. Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie
What the heck are they
Nunez.
talking about?
Frankie
Yes,
Nunez.
yeah. Sorry, my bad. Wasn't drawing
Good to see you,
connections
sir. And good to hear you too.
A little bit more French.
there. Yeah,
A
I
little bit
guess.
more French.
Oui. Bonjour.
Indeed. How do you
Yeah.
say indeed in French? Yeah, we'll Google it later. And our fourth chair, that other familiar voice you might recognize, is somebody who allegedly, in quotes, started with the Wii version of Twilight Princess, but he is here to atone for his sins because we love him and forgive him when he is handed the beautiful cubicle version of that legendary title. Ladies and gentlemen, Jacob Toss. How you doing, Jacob?
Not doing too bad.
On a side note, did you just describe Twilight Princess as legendary?
Yes.
That's
It's the sequel to Ocarina of Time.
it's like
It's
everything.
kind of
It's like
Ocarina.
everything that didn't age well about Ocarina of Time in a modern title.
No! There's tons of things of Ocarina of Time that hasn't aged well. Like, have you played it recently?
Yeah, and they put them all in Twilight Princess.
At least I'm not running at 20 frames a second. Like, that drives me somewhat crazy now. So,
Yeah.
which I'm going to get into on one of the things on my list, but we'll get to that when we get to it. For comments, concerns, thoughts, and hate mail, and your top 5 games of one of your favorite consoles, send them on over to snarpfanglepod@gmail.com, or you can just text Jake.
Anyone out there who's ever played any games on the Amiga, please give us your list. Give us your list. On any Amiga system, please give us your list.
We need to know.
And if you have any of the 6 published magazines that they released for the Amiga back in the day, David would love to have them.
Yeah, I would
There's apparently
actually.
6 published magazines back in the day.
Yeah, I was
just for
looking
the
in
Amiga.
the list of gaming
Like,
magazines,
what?
trying to find a specific one that I used to subscribe to back in the day. You know, back in the days of print media.
Oh, yeah.
And there was like 5 different listings just for the Amiga. And that was just the ones that said Amiga as the first word in the title of the magazine. There were probably more.
I know Frankie had them all, but he won't give them up, you know.
Collector's items.
Yeah, collectors. He lost them in the move with his Blu-rays of several movies, I'm sure, including Scorpion King 2, you know.
No.
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 You still have them?
No, I never owned the Scorpion King movies.
No.
No.
Well, good. God bless you.
I do have
so
the
glad.
Mummy, though, the whole Mummy collection, actually.
We should watch
Okay.
through that too. Like,
Yeah.
if we're gonna do like the trilogy thing, like you're pitching to us, like that'd be great. But the Mummy trilogy, that'd be cool too. Even though the third one's you know, it's okay.
But I also have the new one, the 4th one.
With Tom Cruise?
The new one?
The
Are you
Mummy?
talking about which one are you talking about?
The
Tom
Mummy
Cruise
that just came out, like, what is it, 2 years ago now?
The Mummy that came
I was
out 2 years
unaware.
ago? What?
Hold on.
All right, while he Googles that,
Yeah.
that'd be
got, like-
kind of cool.
Because I have the
The
Mummy
Rock in it or
collection, and then I
something.
have an extra DVD
That
case.
has got to be the Tom Cruise one, which actually, like, I heard terrible things about. Like, it was basically a movie built by a committee. However, you got Christopher McQuarrie in there, and you got Tom Cruise.
Is that the one that was like Tomb of the whatever dragon?
That was the third Mummy movie.
Oh, that was
that
the third
was
one.
the Jet Li one.
A dragon
oh,
mummy?
Okay.
Yeah, Emperor of the Dragon. King
Something or other.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, which is hilarious because there's an Indiana Jones game called. Here, let me grab it.
He's got it ready, folks.
And the Emperor's Tomb. That's what it's called. So anyway, yeah, interesting. Did Frankie any update? Have you found it? Because I actually do want to watch the Tom Cruise one. Like, even though I hear it's kind of garbage, I'd be down to watch
Was
it.
that the one that came out a couple years ago that was like a reboot or whatever?
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
so.
that was 2017. Basically.
Yeah.
And I heard it was like, blah.
I never
I'd
watched
be down
it.
to watch it. Like,
After watching
Tom Cruise.
What is?
After watching Tomb of the Dragon Emperor and the Scorpion King Returns, I was kind of
You
done
watched
with them.
the Scorpion King Returns?
I'm pretty sure I saw it once or twice
Wow.
on TV.
God bless you, David.
It's one of those
Yeah,
things.
that's the one I have. I have that
Which
one
one?
too. The Tom
Oh,
Cruise
we should
one.
watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, we should watch that. That'd be fun.
It is not horrible. I won't say it's
Yeah?
good, but it's not horrible.
Yeah, it's not great, from what I heard. So I'd be down. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, gentlemen, we have congregated together in front of the YouTube congregation of Snarp Fangles, and we are here to discuss some video games. And before we get into our top 5 things, I do want to say there's a freaking crap ton of like gaming news coming out right now. And I've been inundated
Yeah.
with it,
You know
with the Summer
why?
Games Fest,
Summer
and the
Games
State of Play. That
Fest,
was
yeah.
totally a surprise, and the Xbox Showcase.
Yeah, the Xbox
We can talk
one
about that
was
briefly if
not,
you guys want before we
was
hop
not
into
a
stuff.
surprise. They actually do really well about announcing when they're going to do their announcements.
Mhm.
State of Play is horrible, and I am a Sony fanboy. But they're like
Says the Sony
sometime
fanboy,
in
dang.
early summer, like May, June-ish, and then they literally only announce it like 3 or 4 days before.
I'm a big PlayStation guy. I didn't even know it happened.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Oh,
I found out the day after when I
no.
started seeing a bunch of new videos. Be like, Sony State of Play announces this game and this game. I'm like,
It
what
happened?
freaking State of Play?
And it's always on like a weekday in the very mid of the afternoon.
Yeah, it's at like
2 p.m.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Everybody's
Which
at
is
work.
fine because I work in an office. I just put an earbud in and set it up on my little stand and go. But
I've
yeah.
definitely done that before. I was at church and I was watching the Xbox Showcase on my phone. And I was like, you know what? And I was like, keeper. Whatever. I'll put it away. It's time for worship, So anyway,
very last E3, I watched it at work.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Dang. That was when you're at Big, or what was it called?
No.
Big.com.
First off, it's Build.
Build! That was the B
Yeah.
B place you worked at. That was it.
But
Website devoted
Yes.
entirely to the classic Tom Hanks movie.
yes,
Big.com.
big.
Yeah, don't go to big.com. I don't know where it's going to take you.
That
Yeah.
could be
Somewhere.
What
Somewhere.
did you guys hear any notable news about any of these crazy announcements? In quotes, crazy. I'm excited for Clockwork Revolution. That looks really neat. It's basically the guys who did the Wasteland games, like Wasteland 2 and 3, like the newer ones. They're actually doing like a first-person RPG, kind of like Fallout.
Okay.
And the dude who's part of the company In Exile Entertainment
Mhm.
originally is one of the original creators of Fallout. So
So he's got the
all-
experience.
yeah, it all comes back together. So I'm somewhat excited. The trailer was very weird. A lot of people from Northern England saying the F word a bunch, but I'd be
Yeah.
down, which is like you do in Northern England.
Very odd.
But I'd be down. It's kind of steampunk, time warpy things, time loopy things too,
Hmm.
where your choices matter apparently. So I'd be down for some of that. What do you got, Frankie?
So from State of Play, my
Yeah.
big takeaways were the new 007 game was so good.
Oh,
Okay.
bro.
And of course, and I know you already know this, but Ghosts of Yote.
Yeah. That was so weird. They're like, "Ooh, get ready
New
for direct like
007
next
game.
month."
Yeah.
Like, are they remakes or are they like?
No, it's
They're just
like
totally
a
new?
new game.
New Ghost of you, right?
Yeah. No. He's
No?
talking about 007.
Yeah, it's a brand new. The guys who made Hitman, this is their new game.
Yeah.
Oh,
They have the
that's
007
gonna be
license.
good.
Yeah, it looked really cool. And it's
looks
supposed to
good.
be
Hmm?
it's supposed to be like his chronicles, like before
Yeah, it's a
he's
young
007.
Bond game.
Yeah.
It's how he earns the.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
the tagline is "Earn the 007" or something.
Yeah.
or earn the title.
And it plays
Super
really
cool.
well. Like from the showcase that they show you, it looks like it's going to be very cinematic, kind of like Indiana Jones or like The
Yeah,
Last
or
of Us.
Uncharted
Like,
even.
yeah, there's going to be a lot of story, a lot of cinema to it. I think it's
Yeah,
going to be
Which
cool.
I was like worried. I'm like, I don't know if those Hitman guys can do it, but dude, they got it in the bag.
Yeah.
bro. This is
Weird.
really
This is
impressive.
a new era. I tell you what. When I was growing up, licensed games were like the bottom of the barrel,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
now people are excited for a new 007 game. That's
Yeah, surprisingly. Well, now they are. When it was like formally announced, like it was just a logo, everybody's like, oh, okay, weird, a 007 game. But then actually see gameplay and the cutscenes and stuff,
Yeah.
and the performances, it looks pretty impressive. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, like it looks really cool. And oh shoot, who's the guy that plays?
Well, hopefully this one doesn't age as poorly as GoldenEye.
yeah, yeah.
I tried to play that.
GoldenEye is a masterpiece.
GoldenEye's a great game, a revolutionary
64
game
was
for
my
its
jam.
time. For its time, but the gameplay has not aged.
It aged
very
just
gracefully.
fine, David.
I don't know. I went back and played a little bit of Perfect Dark, which is after that, and
Perfect Dark,
all right. I
also
like
my
it.
jam.
Perfect Dark's all right.
I mean, it's got. I'm not saying it's bad.
no, but it's
got
definitely
its
hasn't aged very
charms,
well.
but it's like it's the FPS on consoles. Like just the core gameplay mechanics of FPS on consoles have been done 1,000 times better since. But the game itself isn't bad. I'm not saying the game's bad.
No, totally.
I'm just saying the core mechanics
Yeah.
are very outdated. So you have to go into it with that expectation.
Yeah, same thing with Ocarina of Time. It hasn't aged very well, but it's
Quit calling it
Pretty-
Ocarina. It is Ocarina.
Is it Ocarina?
Yeah,
It's a musical instrument. An ocarina.
Ocarina is how
Yeah.
you pronounce it.
Isn't it spelled OCA?
Yes.
Ocarina.
It's
Right?
ocarina.
Sorry, there's no OAC in there, so not Ocarina.
It's all orca.
Orcarina.
or
Orcarina. Yeah, the 007 game looks cool. Trying to really thinking hard about what else there is. Gears Reloaded seems interesting. I never finished the first Gears, so I would like to finish it. I'm trying to think of what else. Pragmata looked interesting. Oh, and the
Yeah.
Marvel fighting game that Arc System Works is doing. That was in the end of the state. They ended the state of play with that. It's the same guy that did Dragon Ball Fighters Z. And this is like their next game, which is a Marvel fighting game.
Gotcha.
Looks pretty interesting. So anyway.
Sea of Remnants, I think is what it was called. That one looked
Oh, yeah, I
pretty
heard of that,
cool. Yeah.
That looked cool.
That was a multiplayer game, if I'm not mistaken.
And of course, with the Summer Games Fest, you have to have obligatory Kojima cameo right there. Who talks
Yeah.
for 7 minutes
Started off.
about nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it was kind of mid this year, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Same.
I kind of liked most of it, and there's some really cool gems in there. Like, dude, did you see the puppet fighting game?
The what now?
Did you see this? It's a photorealistic. Basically, imagine Punch Out with Muppets. That's what this game is. And they photorealistically 3D scanned Muppets into the Unreal Engine 5. And it's legit like the funniest thing I've ever seen. It looks amazing.
Can we like Photoshop
called-
that and make that the cover of the podcast?
Make the thumbnail.
Yeah.
It's called Felt that FELT felt that like felt for Muppets or whatever.
Yeah.
Felt that boxing is what it's called. It looks like a cool concept. If it's gonna be a real game, I don't know. These Muppets look real wonky and weird, and I don't know how you're gonna control them. So
Well, I mean, if it controls like Punch Out, it shouldn't be too bad.
yeah,
It's like the only problem with it is like if it controls like Punch Out, like who wants to play Punch Out in 2025?
that's a good. That's a
It's
good
gonna
point.
have to have some sort of a twist or more to
Yeah.
it.
We'll see. We'll see.
When you were
But,
describing it, I was thinking more of like a Gang Beasts sort of thing.
legit, looks like how the Muppets move. It's kinda like his wah, wah, like his arms go back and forth. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say about Summer Games Fest, Showcase, State of Play. We'll see. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Unless you got anything else, David.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it's kinda
Podcast
nothing.
over.
David's
Nothing
down
too
for
big.
Indiana Jones's
Episode
DLC
in the
that's
can.
coming
We're
out.
done.
I don't think I'm gonna get to it. They did Shadow Drop Lives of P DLC, which I beat last night, Frankie. I finally beat that game.
You finally came around to
Yeah, no. But great game. And I saw the DLC release, and I'm like, I'm not gonna play this. I'm kind of done with it right now. It's a great game, and also they with the Shadow Drop of the DLC. And don't be mad at me, but I felt like I just wanted to finish it. They added an easy and medium hard, like difficulty mode. So you can play this whole game on easy and kind of just breeze through some of the bosses and enemies and
Isn't it
stuff.
supposed to be like a Souls-like game?
Yeah.
That kinda
Yeah.
I
defeats
feel like
the
that
Yes.
kind of takes it away.
It's the first, like, it's now even, like, I was already recommending it if you haven't played a Souls-like at all. This is the one to try. Now, absolutely, you should try it because it has difficulty options. So, A+ for
I
me.
don't like that. And
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
on
not
the-
a real gamer. I finished it on
No,
easy.
yeah.
I had 2 bosses.
We'll touch that another time. On a similar note, though,
Uh-huh.
okay?
Oh, the French.
No, not the French. Shoot.
Oh no, I made him forget. Ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen, what's gonna happen?
Is it
It's my
about the
advanced
easy
age.
being a problem?
No. Shit.
Is it about other Souls-like games?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Scarlet Nexus or
No. Oh, okay. Summer's Game Fest. What I was going to say is that was announced, and I didn't think they did very good about the announcement. Code Vein.
Oh yeah, the second
Oh.
one. Yeah.
Because the first one's really
Code Vein
good.
2.
yeah.
But Code Vein 2 coming out, I was really excited. The announcement video is kind of mid-tier, but it's a Bandai Namco game, so it can't be horrible.
yeah.
Which means there's going to be top-tier voice actors, especially if you're into anime and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's going to be really good. The first one was a sleeper, and it came out of nowhere, and it was super, super good. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah. What I was really
Just have to wait and
surprised
see.
was the absence of anything Halo. I thought we would get something like, say, hey, we have a Halo Direct this fall, or hey, here's a little snippet of the engine, or something like
Wishful
that.
thinking.
Not even like announcements about online stuff? Or
Nothing.
just-
Nothing.
wow.
Like it was absolutely nothing with Halo.
I think that's part of the problem, though, is everybody dogs on Microsoft because they rely so heavily on Halo. They let Gears of War essentially vanish. They don't have any other major IPs that are theirs and theirs
Also,
alone.
nothing with Gears E-Day, which they announced last year.
Yeah.
Like nothing with that, or Fable, which we knew Fable wasn't going to be there because that got delayed to next year. But even like a Forza, there's no Forza. So it's just interesting. But
also,
dude,
Forza's on PlayStation now.
did you hear about
Is
Ground?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear about Grounded 2,
Man, I
Frankie?
didn't even know that.
I did, actually.
Dude, I
Yeah.
can't believe Obsidian, man. They got Avowed this year. They're releasing Outer Worlds 2 and freaking Grounded 2 in early access this next month in July. That's crazy.
They're getting lots of business.
Dude,
Yeah.
like it's insane. Like, God bless that studio. They know how to make games. All the other
Yeah.
studios that Xbox owns has been working on their stuff for like 5 years. Then it comes out and it's a dud or okay, like Hellblade 2 or South of Midnight or whatever. But now, with Obsidian, man, I don't know what they put in the water over there, but it must be good. Must be black rocks like Obsidian, you know? All right, let's move on. Speaking of things that have come out recently, one of the big things I want to talk about today is the first thing up right here. Switch 2 reactions, y'all. What have you seen? What do you think of it? Are you gonna get one? Are you gonna
Why'd you
be
look
like
at
me
me?
and wait?
Why'd you look at me when you were like, are you going to get one?
You,
No, I don't know. I didn't. I was scanning the room. You know.
Prejudice. That's what this is.
you know,
Are you gonna get one, Frankie? I am asking that to the crew.
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll
Okay.
see how I feel.
Money's no option. It's just to see how I feel.
yeah. For me, first thing I saw was $450, and I already started backing away from the
Yep.
concept.
Yo.
I was really happy with 300 for Switch. Like, I was all in on that. But 450
Yeah.
it's a jump for sure.
Yeah. It's a
L-
big one.
It's a little bit faster than inflation.
Yeah, I
Uh,
thought they were gonna do 4, but then they went to 450, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then the bundle's $500, and it's like, dang, Nintendo, geez. So yeah. All right. So, are you gonna get one eventually or nah, Jacob?
Probably eventually. I'll
Yeah.
buy one used or something in like a year.
Yeah.
Assuming there's no major issues like Joy-Con drift or something. Hopefully they figured all those kinks out.
Sorry to report, but they
Is it still a problem?
it's still a problem. They never
Oh.
replaced like the actual like good Joy-Cons. They kept the same ones basically.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's like the same like degradation that happens to that part that's inside it.
Yeah.
It's still that same part.
It doesn't have Hall effect
No,
sensors. It's got
you
graphite.
know what the problem is that stupid little flap. They put it on there to keep dust out, and all it really did is bunch it up and trap it in right on the Joy-Con.
How
There's
is
that too.
How is
yeah.
that not the number one thing they figured out? Or did they
You would
just like
have-
make more money on
You would have
Joy-Con
better luck if you
sales?
just
It
cut
makes
it
more
off
sense
so that
to
it
not
wasn't
fix
like
it.
smushing the dust and dirt and shit in there.
Well, and also you can go on the website right now and you can just, hey, I want my Joy-Con replaced, and it's free of charge, just like before. But now it's like you just go on the website and do it. Like it's easier now. So they made it easier to get your Joy-Cons replaced, but they didn't. They put a Band-Aid on a bad situation. So it's like, it's weird. So
That is weird.
David, I know you're hankering to get that new Switch 2 because Kirby Air Riders is coming out later on. So what are you? How are you feeling? You know, sir.
I'm I thought the announcement had some cool things, but given how things have played out, I probably won't be getting one anytime soon. Unless, of course, they bring me what I've been wanting all my life. Not all my life, but for a good chunk of time now, is Twilight Princess Ultra HD. That's what I want.
Very
Not
interesting.
Wind Waker HD?
Sorry, I meant
Yeah,
Wind
we
Waker.
got him, boys. He said Twilight Princess. Same episode. The dog.
Sorry, I meant Wind Waker. I almost said Twilight Princess again.
because those should just go hand in hand in the GameCube. You know what I mean? So
But anyway, yeah, Wind Waker Ultra
That
HD.
makes
That's
more
what I
sense.
want. That's what I want.
that'd be
That's what will get me to buy a Switch
You
2.
didn't even come to my house and play Wind Waker. I have it on the Wii U.
Well, here's what's even worse about the situation, Frankie, is that Steven lived with us for like a year and a half to 2 years, and he had the Wii U in the living room the whole time. And we just never took advantage of it.
So you're not
No, I
getting
played
the
it-
Switch 2.
No, I'm joking. You did play
I played it.
I didn't.
Okay.
I played it. I played it on the OG console, and I've played both versions emulated as well. I've put the hours in.
All right.
So many hours that he's like, I'm tired, boss. You know, tired. He wants that Ultra HD.
Yeah, I honestly, yeah.
Dude,
I want
they
to
could totally
see.
do
I
it
want to
too.
see the cartoon Link in
120
4K.
frames, bro.
It seems like the perfect game to put on the Switch.
Dude. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. It's so frustrating because
Cartoon
the whole rumor.
Link and that well-endowed
put-
boat.
They put Skyward Sword
Yes.
on it. Why
Yes.
not? Why not?
Yeah, like they put. Wait, Twilight Princess on the Switch?
No.
No. What did you say? I couldn't
Skyward
hear you.
Sword.
Skyward Sword.
Thank you.
Another crappy
Is your
Zelda
brain
game.
turned off?
I don't know. Our
We'll get
AC
to that
just got
later,
fixed today. So I'm like just cooling down and my body temperature
Oh,
is
is
like
that part of your
accumulating to the coldness. You know?
No. Let me change my top 5 real quick.
Yeah, Skyward Sword's number 1. It's like, oh no.
It said personal top 5.
It's a personal top 5. Oh man. Frankie, are you what's your time frame on the Switch thing? I'm thinking for me, I'm gonna wait 2 years till the OLED model comes out and then I'll probably jump on it.
Okay, I
'Cause
have
we
the-
know-
I have the
'cause we know
OG
it's gonna
Switch from
happen.
launch.
Yeah.
I have the OG Switch from launch
Nice.
still. So
Mhm.
How are you liking it? Still.
I like it. I know everybody
Years
switched
on.
over to the OLED and stuff, but I didn't see a reason to jump over.
Mm.
And I don't know. I have been tempted a few times
Mm.
to get the Switch because I knew it was coming out, but I'm gonna be honest, I
There's a
haven't
lot
been
going
playing
on.
much of anything, so it would be a super big waste of money.
Mm.
But I'm not gonna lie, Mario Kart Worlds does look fun.
It looks pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Like, and then you play that until you've beaten that horse to death, and then by then Nintendo would have come out with so many other games that wouldn't even matter. So
Yeah, because what are they releasing this
They have-
year? It's Metroid. And then
I saw the Smash Bros.
Hmm?
Oh.
The new Smash Bros for Switch 2.
What?
I
I
didn't
don't know if
I
that's
didn't know
this year or
about that.
next year, but there's a new Smash Bros already slated.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I must have missed that.
Yeah, I must have missed
announcement.
this.
I saw Mario Kart.
It would
but
make
I
sense
didn't
if it's like
see,
a next year
Smash
thing and they
Bros.
just announced that it was going to happen, but there's no like trailer for it.
Yeah, I've not heard of this, Frankie. A new Smash Brothers.
I just watched a trailer on it literally like yesterday.
What?
Hold on, let me find it.
Okay. Let him,
well,
let
I'm
him do his
gonna
research.
Shadow Drop and Smash Bros. trailers.
Well, no, like Melee on the Nintendo Online thing is the only thing I could think of, but that hasn't even been announced. So that'd be
Um,
kind of cool though. But
It was
Yeah.
called
Something I have mixed feelings on is the game keys instead of game cards.
yeah, so I'm confused about that. Do you know like the details of it? Because I heard it's
My-
only for certain games.
Yeah, my understanding is that not all games, but some games
Mm.
will be. You don't buy the actual copy of the game. You just buy a game key and then you get to install it at home. So
Hmm.
going to a store to buy it is no different than buying it on their online store.
Yeah.
And this is different than the game code in the box. This is an actual cart,
This
but
is
it has a key, and it's like
Some of
And you have
people
to
are
have it
old
in
enough
your
to remember
console to use
buying
the key.
physical discs of games with a key included to install games
that's true.
like yeah.
yeah.
So I'm just saying,
Yeah, Frankie's got
for us older folks, it doesn't even matter.
you got your original
This
Yeah.
is
original
not.
version of Deus Ex over there.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like, all the people seem to be upset over this, and it's like this is not the first time this has been done.
Oh, that's what that's what you guys are meaning. Okay, gotcha. That's
Yeah.
actually a good point. That
It's like it's been done before.
yeah.
Well,
It's not a popular thing. It doesn't
Mhm.
resonate well with gamers. So chances are it's not gonna be a thing that's gonna catch on and become like a trend where every Switch 2 game is just a key in a box, I
From
don't
what-
see that happening.
From what it sounds like, it seems like Nintendo is making this choice not only to appeal to publishers in my mind, but also to appeal to. I just had it. What was it? It was going to be like they're appealing to publishers, but also they're trying to fight piracy a lot because
Yeah.
the Switch 1 got, and I still have the original model, so you can do it on with the paperclip. You can do the paperclip in there. I never did it on mine. And Frankie, you have the same model as well, where you can use the paperclip on the OG Switch and you can hack it and homebrew it that way because you can short it out. But they're really trying hard to kind of combat that. It's funny how they'll do that, but they'll do other anti-consumer stuff like the game key. They'll do the Joy-Con thing as well. They're not going to
Yeah.
fix the problem that's been going on, and they had said, "Oh, we redesigned it all." It's like, come on,
Immediately,
you redesigned
that's the same
everything about the
issue.
Joy-Con except the stick, like
Except the one
except
issue
the one
people had?
issue with the Joy-Con. Like, I don't know, it's weird.
I guess the size was also kind of an issue
Yeah,
for a lot of people.
that's true. They're bigger now, so
It's all right. I've got small hands, guys.
you have more hands.
No, I have small hands.
Oh, you have small hands.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So it
gotcha.
wasn't a problem for me.
I thought you were raising your hand like you had a question. I'm like,
Nope.
why is he raising his hand like he's got a question? Frankie,
Nope.
don't do that.
No, I don't.
Yeah, Switch 2, it looks exciting, but what I want to see, what do you guys want to see on it? Like, David, you said you want to see obviously Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, from what you
Yeah.
said.
Obviously.
That's a quote. That's a quote.
Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, of
Yeah.
course.
And a new-
All three of them.
Any new revisits of other franchises like Star Fox or F-Zero or anything else?
I'd love to see a new Paper Mario title, I think.
Yes.
In the vein of Thousand Year Door and not the weird Wii one.
Mm.
Yeah, not the weird Wii one. Thank you. And as we say that, Jacob's like, I got to change my list again. Sorry. But Jacob, what do you want to see on the Switch 2? What do you want it to come out with?
Well, I mean, as you can tell by my attire, I'm a huge Zelda fanboy, and I want to see something that's
It's okay.
kind of a return to the formula, but also still new and unique.
I thought you were
I
gonna-
don't want a third Breath of the Wild, please.
Yes,
He wants
But-
to have it all.
but-
have it all.
But like, I don't know, back to the formula, I think could still be really good.
Mm,
Want
Yeah.
a new Zelda game.
with actual
And-
dungeons.
Yes.
Yeah.
And somewhat unrelated, but still on topic. That doesn't make any sense. Is he's found the
Just
trailer.
found the trailer. For
everyone.
Switch 2.
So I'm not making shit up. And it's only 4
Smash
months
Brothers
Rivals.
6 director Masahiro Sakurai.
Yeah, Sakurai's having a conversation. We've got subtitles on.
The game where, as you know, everyone was, but then I thought, what if they weren't? What if I was wrong? Dude, this looks like AI stuff, or they took a video and they're just
Is this,
doing whatever
is this from
subtitles below it.
Nintendo or is
Is
this?
it from the Nintendo channel?
No.
Okay, then it's not real.
Let's not.
Sorry, Frankie. Sorry to
Hold
crash your
on,
hopes.
Hold on. I'll find it. I'll find it and send it to you because I swear I watched this trailer the other day.
The AI
I was
tech
only
has
half
gotten
awake
too
on the
good.
couch, so maybe it wasn't real. But maybe it was a dream.
Breath of Fire 5
Yeah.
got announced, guys.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zelda. I agree, Jacob. I share that same sentiment. I love Breath of the Wild. I enjoyed my time with Tears of the Kingdom, but I do hanker for that old Zelda, and I would like to have that revisited.
My other thing that I've seen a couple times is, and I know it's going to be terrible, but I think it's interesting that they're doing it, is Cyberpunk is going to be on the Switch too.
Yeah,
It's probably going to be like 15 FPS, but it'll be on it.
I've seen the gameplay. It runs smooth, silky smooth through.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Even on the Switch too?
Yeah, even on Switch too, it runs all right.
When
didn't know it had already
CD
been
Projekt
released.
Red managed to get their head out of their posterior, they're actually pretty capable studio. So
Yeah.
I think this will be a serviceable port, provided they've learned their lesson from the original release of Cyberpunk. Boy, that was a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Franco? What do you got? What do you want to see on the Switch too? Besides, of course, Smash Brothers.
Wanted it so bad he manifested it.
Yeah.
He manifested it. That's
Reality
literally
in
tomorrow. There's a
existence,
direct
yes.
this
Yeah.
Thursday or whatever. You know,
Told you I wasn't making it up.
it's like somebody's whispering to you. You know,
No, the Smash, like the usual suspects. I know.
Yeah.
I have also harped on Sony and Xbox for like
Mm.
leaning into the the swerve a little bit, but that's kind of Nintendo's thing.
Mm.
Is like they have Mario, they have Donkey Kong, they have Smash Bros, they have their usual suspects. Mario Kart's going to be cool. I want to play Mario Kart. I don't know if it's worth buying a whole new console for, but
Or pay $80 for that too.
okay.
How you feeling about that $80?
Do we want to do this again, Jake?
Well, no, did we bring this up? Because
Yeah.
last we talked about it.
David, please explain to him my feelings on the $80. We have talked about this.
You're talking about
Do
Final
not
Fantasy
charge
VII.
me $60 and then charge me for every single add into the game that you could have easily had from the goddamn beginning. Oh, I hate microtransactions.
Well, here's the
No, I am
thing.
all
and
in
here's
on
the
that.
wake-up call for
I'll pay
Frankie.
$100. As a matter of fact, I paid $120 for Monster Hunter Wilds.
And you have everything now.
I have everything.
Whenever
No,
it
I
comes
lied.
along.
There's a new cosmetic pack.
Capcom, no.
See, that was what I was going to bring up is this standard, which I don't care. If it's 60, 70, 80, I'll just wait for it to go on sale. Like if it's going to be $60 on sale, I'll just get it for $60 on sale. I don't care. But, and also back in the day, you had these JRPGs on that crazy ass Nintendo 64 and PS1 that were like almost $100. You had Donkey Kong 64, which was 120 or $100 as well. Like we've been through this before. It's just now it's sticker shock for everybody in inflation. But I think with inflation, stuff should be even more expensive than 60 and 70 and even $80.
They've held the price pretty steady for a really long time.
Yeah, and you know they're gonna do season pass and everything. We see it with Outer Worlds too. It's coming out for $80, but the premium version's $100 flat out. So that's how they're doing that one. And also every game with a 5-day early thing, like Indiana Jones, for example, that was 5 days early and the season pass and all this stuff. It's $110. So they're already trying to get your money out of you, and they're using FOMO to sell it too. So they're getting their money, and they're just finding more ways to do it.
Just tell me a complete game.
Yeah.
I will pay for the full amount.
Clear up screw, man.
Unlike Jake, who's going to wait till it's on sale. I will pay the full amount, but give me a complete damn game. A complete game.
My dad has just finished Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Breakpoint? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the more recent one. And he came to me and he put down the PlayStation controller, walked straight to my room, and he said, "I'm not paying for DLC for the other 2/3 of the game."
Whoa.
And
dang.
he was angry. He had that same rage you just showed.
Because, okay.
He's justified. You guys are justified in that for sure.
But it's just like
I mean, you pay,
it's a real issue.
Yeah. I mean, Final Fantasy, okay, let's be real, I'm a Final Fantasy fanboy, but you got discs and hundreds of hours into a game
Yeah.
for the cost of all the other games, right? You paid $50-$60 and you just get so many hours out of it, so much replayability. You get to see the story again. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And then you have other games like, oh, you have a 4-hour story mode. Plus, you have to buy all sorts of gun skins and all this other stupid stuff. And you're like, did I pay $60 for?
Yeah, exactly. It's an issue, that's for sure. But I don't know. I think it's a per publisher thing. Like it doesn't excuse them doing that.
Oh, some
stuff like-
publishers are definitely worse.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
Ubisoft, like with a Ghost, what's it called? Ghost Recon Breakpoint. That's a great example. Like they charge out the wazoo for your DLC and all that kind of stuff. But also, there's also the fact that they put their stuff on sale pretty quickly as well. Like
Yeah.
a Lego game. You buy a Lego game up front, you're kind of dumb because it's going to be half off in like 3 months. Or for example, Ubisoft.
Called supporting the developer, Jake.
Well, sure, but
I mean, in the case of Ubisoft, do you
Yeah.
really want to support them?
yeah, do
Also,
you wanna-
most of the aside from Ubisoft, I don't know how they make that work, but most of them don't go on sale until they've hit a target number.
Mm.
So that's why other developers hold off a little bit longer. They want to sell 500 units to recoup their loss or gain from that, and they want to hit a certain sell budget. But
Yeah, and also there's and a certain unit number too. That's why
Yeah.
they're on sale in the first place, to get that unit number up. But also it's I don't know, it's with Nintendo, going back to them, it's like, I don't know, I think it's just them jipping because they can. And I feel like with GTA 6 coming out next year, which is what we'll touch on next, I think like that's going to be $80 too, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was even more, you know.
I'd pay
Because
every
Rockstar
penny
people
for
are going to pay
Rockstar,
for
yeah.
it, you know.
I'll
And
pay.
also that goes back to developers that are worth it. Like you mentioned Monster Hunter, right?
Yeah,
That's a good ass game by good ass devs, and Capcom's
yeah.
done a good ass job at
Yeah.
keeping the
Did you
audience.
finally play it yet,
No, it's $70.
bro? Did I not send you the link for Worlds? It was on sale for yeah,
have
Worlds
Worlds.
was like $5.
Bad Worlds.
And the Iceborne DLC. I will
I
gladly go
didn't
back.
get that. That was $10 though. I could have gotten it.
No, it was both for like $5 on a
What?
flash sale
Oh,
like a
crap.
month ago.
Oh,
I should have
man.
hopped on that.
I should have. Yeah,
I would have
should've
played
hopped
with
on it.
you.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah.
would have. You would have had to deal with me being a much higher hunter rank than you, but
Nah, it's fine.
yeah, still would have totally played.
One of these days.
Also, because when I do play Wilds with Cam, I complain all the time about there not being the clutch, the grapple hook to grab. So in Rise, you can fling around the whole map
Oh,
with
yeah,
it,
yeah,
right?
yeah, with the grapple,
But in
yeah.
Worlds, you can actually grapple the monsters, so you can hit the
Oh.
tail. Like, because I always play dual blades.
Yeah.
Horrible to get most of the monsters' tails if you're trying to cut it off because you're like,
Yeah,
too
you
short.
don't have the reach.
Yeah. And so it's perfect because you just grapple and go to town on the tail, so you can still get certain pieces and stuff.
Yeah,
Rise
I
is
was
the only one that I've played extensively, and
Ah.
so Dual Blades is definitely fun.
I have Rise on the Switch and the PS5, and I have Worlds on PC and the PS5, and I have Wilds on the PS5. I have Generation. I have 3 try on the Wii U.
Whoa!
I have Generations on the Wii U.
Whoa! It's hype, bro.
Frankie's out there single-handedly supporting the
Supporting
developer.
Capcom. He's saving Capcom, boys.
Hey, Rockstar has my money too.
Yeah.
I've bought pretty much every GTA since PS1.
Well, let's hop into that. That's the next thing on the docket here. GTA 6 got delayed. Also, the last time we were doing this was like back in March. We were talking about Oblivion remake and a bunch of other stuff. And it was funny. I went back and listened to it last night, and I'm like, man, we predicted a lot of stuff, and also we're wrong about mostly everything. So it was great. Like I'm like, there's no way they're doing a day one release for Oblivion. Sure enough, they did. And David, you had something I think about the Switch too, and you brought up Red Dead Redemption 2. Do you remember that?
Did I?
Yeah, you brought up Red Dead 2,
I know the
And-
first one's on the first Switch.
and it's coming this fall reportedly to the Nintendo Switch 2 and the current
Wow.
consoles. They're remastering the second one.
There you go.
So there you go, David. I'm going to give you your flowers. Here you go.
This might be one of those times where I pull a Frankie and buy a game more than once. Because I already own Red Dead Redemption 2 on Steam.
Yeah.
But if they come out with a remastered version, I might have to buy that.
But why would you? The PC version's great, you know?
But I mean, if
Modding
they're going to
exists.
remaster it, it'll be even better.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just messing around. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. If I get a Switch 2, then I'll have to get Red Dead Redemption 2
remastered.
Well,
because
you know?
obviously I want to be able to play it more than just, I want to be able to play Red Dead 2 on the go, right?
yeah.
I mean, right?
Exactly.
Play it sitting on the roof.
Exactly. Sit on the roof, out in the field, on the road while you're driving. You're gonna need to play that all the time.
I wonder if they make a Nintendo Switch steering wheel attachment.
Oh, dude, when we were going up we did a youth group trip to the snow earlier this year, and I joked with the kids. I'm like, hey, I was like, where's my Steam Deck? All right, you guys, I'm gonna keep going. just tell me if I'm going someplace I'm not supposed to. Holding the Steam Deck right there. Anyway, GTA 6, guys, it got delayed. They put out a new trailer as well. What's our feelers on it? I honestly don't have any interest. I don't play the GTA games. I've tried to get into 5 3 different times. Couldn't get into it. Maybe I will one day. But GTA 6, how we feeling? Are you going to get it?
Podcast. Go. You're in timeout.
For not having played 5?
No, for not having any affinity.
You should have seen him on
towards
2
GTA.
episodes ago when we talked about like, I don't know what we were talking about. You said get out everything.
Yeah.
I think it was the movie one. You said get out. No, get out again. No, you gotta leave. The GTA 6, I could care. It looks really cool. Looks really pretty. Looks impressive. But I don't think I'm gonna play it really. So, what are we feeling, David? You gonna get a day one?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, me neither.
The answer is yes. Always.
Frank, you're getting a day
Always
one.
yes.
All right.
Frankie's big on supporting the video game industry.
Yes.
He's the reason we have these games
Yes.
coming out.
Yes. If we had holdouts like you guys, then the video game industry would have died a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
And
Dutch.
I heard David take a stab at me while I was in the restroom about buying a game multiple times. And yes, I will. And yes, I have. GTA 5, as a matter of fact, day one on PS3. Okay. And I've also bought it on PS4 and I bought the upgrade for PS5 and I'm pretty sure I have it on PC on Steam.
About the 360.
I don't know how I
version.
got that one though.
How about the 360 version after I purchased it on PS4 because I was morbidly curious.
Also, the PS5 next gen like upgrade,
Yeah, I heard it's good.
100% worth it.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
and Jacob played it first person.
Oh, bro.
Dude, it was so hard to get used to. I felt so dizzy playing on my TV
Really?
because like when you crash on the motorcycle, the screen tumbles. I would say it's equivalent to wearing like a VR headset.
Dang.
Whoa.
It was
Wow.
trippy. It made me nauseous at first. I got used to it really quick, but like crashing sucked because the whole screen would wobble and fall.
Yeah.
It was like you actually rolled. Yeah, it was cool.
It was so realistic.
Yeah.
Imagine what GTA 6 is going to be.
So
It's
much
gonna
fun.
be-
You won't know because you know why? You won't
Why?
be playing it day one like this guy.
No, I'll just go to your house and watch you play it. That's all. Like a live Let's Play.
I don't know.
Excuse to hang out.
Yeah. A good excuse to hang out. All right. So, Frankie, you're getting a day one.
Yes.
Jacob, do you have any interest in GTA?
I played the heck out of 5s online. I played a decent amount of 4,
Mm.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, like probably not day one, but it's only a matter of time before I end up getting a PS5, so I'll be getting GTA 6.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't have a PS5 yet. I will. Right now, the Days of Play is going on, and it's $50 off. So it's also pretty good. Like you can get, and with the Xbox upping their prices on the consoles, you get a PS5 with a disc, with the disc drive, cheaper than an Xbox Series S.
Dang.
That's crazy. Like Microsoft is
I
just
should be looking into that Father's Day.
Yeah,
gift.
This
Days
is one
of-
of those things that
Days of
like
Play. Look at it.
really
It's happening
like
now.
blows my mind whenever I hear it. Talking about buying consoles with the disc drive. I'm sorry, I'm just too.
David, let me fill you in. People give me crap because I buy physical Blu-ray movies. And it's in my living room. I proudly display them. And people are like, oh, that's cool. You still
That's
buy
cute."
those? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. Okay, my first week at my house that I just got, right? I didn't have internet. I couldn't stream anything. You know who was having a good time? This guy right here, because he had a whole bunch of
All right, so Days of Play ends the 11th, basically the day this podcast releases. So sucks to be you if you're listening to this right now.
Yeah, no
But,
help whatsoever.
Yeah, it has 2 more days left, 5 hours. The PS4, the
Yeah,
PS5 bundle
with
with Black
disc
Ops
is-
6 is $450.
Yeah, I think I've got the exact same page
Yeah,
pulled
there
up.
you go. And then $400 for the digital version. So pretty sweet. I don't have the money right now to get it, so no cut, no deal. But I will get it one day. Definitely for Astrobot. So
Astrobot and the homies are
Oh,
worth
yeah.
it. Yeah.
that's the first game I'm getting is
Yeah.
Astrobot.
Astrobot's 100% worth it.
Yeah,
And
I got PSVR for my PS4. Like, I think
Oh,
it was
yeah,
a
the first one.
it was a Christmas gift,
Whoa.
and Astrobot's on that, and it's just so much fun.
You should try Resident Evil 7 with that.
I have.
You have?
I've played
Oh,
through the whole
man.
game. It's lots
What?
of fun.
that sounds like a heart attack waiting to
Yo.
happen.
Man, you're a brave man.
Yeah. you are.
I would always play with my dad. So like he was watching the TV screen while I was in, And you-
See, I'd be the opposite way around. I'll
awesome.
let somebody else play what I watch.
Go that way.
Yeah.
Left.
Yeah, exactly. Makes you feel a little bit more secure about it. 'Cause,
Yeah, they say left and they pull one of these with their real hands and they can't even see them.
Oh man. Last thing about GTA 6, is it going to get delayed again, or is this May 26th, 2026 the for sure date for you guys?
I think it's gonna be on target. Rockstar isn't usually super notorious for multiple delays.
That's not true.
No, because
GTA 5 was delayed like 3 times.
but they never gave dates. They just said, fall-ish, or this is an actual hardline date.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
the
bet
thing.
you,
I
I bet you it's a quality
don't know.
assurance thing. I
But,
bet you
yeah.
they found a bug before launch and was like, "There's no way we can fix it inside."
The hope
Yeah,
is
that's the
that
thing.
they
When we talk about the game being delayed, it's kind of a nebulous thing because we didn't have a date before this.
Yeah,
This
That's true.
May
For this,
26th
that's true.
was the first actual hard date we've been given for GTA 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to talk about it being delayed is kind of like,
because they did say summer 2025, but that's not a date.
Or they said 2025. to be
Yeah.
fair. Yeah. Sometime
So-
that year. But now it's 2026. Excuse me. I don't think they're going to delay it again. I think they're going to just chill out and keep it there. But
let's hope that even without that second delay, that they make the deadline.
yeah.
I mean, it's Rockstar. They know what they're doing.
And they didn't push it out like some other developers where it's like 6 months and then they have to delay it 3 more times. Like they went a full year.
Like
Yeah.
Witcher 3
Yeah.
delayed like a year and a
Yeah.
half. For Arkham Knight 10 years ago now, which is crazy. I remember that was like 2014 spring, it's happening. And then no, it's December 2014. Sorry guys, just joking. It's March 2015. I'm sorry, delayed 2 more months. It's like this game's never coming out. What's happening?
I don't want to hear it.
And then it never happened.
They announced the Little Devils Inside. Like,
Oh yeah, you brought
4
this up
years
last time.
ago.
Yeah. Well, also, what's the one?
MIA.
I can't remember, but yeah, Little Devils Inside is a good one. The game Below on PS4 at launch was announced. It still never came out. Apparently, the devs say it's still in development, which I highly doubt. But there's a ton of them like that.
Yeah.
But hey, Kingdom Hearts 3 came out before all that, so which we never would have thought came out, and it did. So, and I'll bet you this: Half-Life 3. I think it's happening, boys, and I think it's
Whoa.
going to come out in the next soon.
I was getting
I
ready to say
just-
that's a solid prediction if you
After
gave any
Half-Life
sort of
Alex on
timeline.
VR, which I have no idea what the story is on that, honestly. I think they're getting ready.
Yeah, I actually just watched a YouTube video not too long ago where a guy was talking about the updates to the Source 2 engine
Oh yeah.
that were happening, and it was like, I'm not a game developer, so I don't know, but the way he explained it, it made sense that these updates would be markers of like a game that's in active development and is going to
Like-
release sometime soon.
Lining up for progress. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. Even with Alex, they had to make huge developments in the engine, so
Yeah.
it's progress moving forward. They're doing something, probably. Maybe.
Frankie, I'm really sorry. I almost called you Ricky. What's your do you think Half-Life 3 will ever release? Maybe. You're not a Half-Life guy, are you? Dang it!
Aren't we still entirely missing Half-Life 2 Episode 3, and then it's just shifted?
It's not happening.
It's just shifted into Half-Life 3.
it's gonna be
Hey,
Half-Life
didn't someone
3.
just buy me Half-Life not that long ago?
Yeah, I bought you Black Mesa. It's
Yeah.
great. You should play it.
Actually,
Haven't even
yeah.
downloaded it.
It's
yet.
legit great.
No, seriously,
Jacob-
Black Mesa is good.
It's good, man. And especially they redid the whole ending. So instead of like 2 levels, it's like 4, and they like make this epic ending to it. It's so good.
I've played the original Half-Life
Mhm.
through a couple times, but then I've played Black Mesa, and
Oh, it's
it puts it all together. It's so much more convenient,
cooked.
so much cleaner.
they cooked, as the kids say.
Yeah. They cooked and they ate.
And they ate. Thank you, Jacob. That's right.
I've always been more of a Half-Life 2 fan myself.
Ooh.
Although I'm not
Half-Life 2 is great.
no shade against the OG Half-Life, but I've always been more a fan of 2.
Mm.
Like the storytelling, the facial animations.
Dude, bro.
Oh,
I'm gonna get into it. Spoiler alert. So,
yeah.
but speaking of Half-Life and all that stuff, I guess that's a good segue into our top 5 games of console. I want you to go through real quick, everybody, and just say what your console is. David, what's your console?
My console is the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
All right. Jacob, what's your console?
Hi, my name is Jacob, and my console is the Wii.
All right. Frankie.
I picked a Tamagotchi.
The Leapfrog? Yeah, the top 5 games on the
Just
Leapfrog.
kidding.
Don't get me started, Jake. I know those. Cars on the Leapfrog.
Cars on the
Oh.
Leapfrog? No, that's a banger.
I picked the PS2.
Yeah. And I'm the OG Xbox. So let's see. Is anybody hankering to go at all? Like right now? Because I think I might start it off.
You want
But-
to lead?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lead. So I brought some honorable mentions before we get into the top 5.
Oh,
I won't take
he
too
went
much
full
time.
Metzger on this.
I won't go
Yeah,
take
I
too
did.
much time, but we got over here, of course, Halo 2.
I'd like the Snarp Fangle podcast listeners at home to know that he has brought physical copies of each of these games.
I got physical OG Xbox.
This
games.
is not the first time the Snarp Fangle audience has been subjected to this kind of thing before.
This behavior
it
is
certainly won't
regular
be the
behavior.
last.
Just wait until we get video, then it's going to be great. So, of course, you
Wait,
can't mention.
they're gonna see the shenanigans that happened in this room. Oh boy.
They're going to be like, David's beard's so long. And Jake's is so short. What's going on? Anyway, the top 5 Xbox OG games. It's not called the Xbox One. It's called the Xbox. Halo 2 is not in my top 5, but I'll say it's my number.
Why'd you bring it?
It's 6, okay?
An
It didn't hit the top
honorable
5, so it's an
mention.
honorable mention. You can't get an Xbox. You can't play an Xbox OG without experiencing Halo 2. Halo 1's great. There's some cool ethereal thing with the OG Halo. There's some about Halo 1 that's just beautiful. But Halo 2 takes it to the next level, and you get the multiplayer. It's just beautiful. And if you're looking for it today, collector's stuff, it's a great time. It's a great
Halo
game.
2 was the first game I bought for the Xbox 360.
Yeah, it's that good. You have to get it for the next console. So, all right. So my other honorable mention is, Halo 2 is pretty self-explanatory, but this one is Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. What a banger. What a game. This was the Uncharted before the Uncharted game came out. And
Okay.
what year was this? This was like 03. So like Lucasfilm and LucasArts was cooking. And it was a great game. Fantastic. Really interesting levels. And you go all over the world. You go into a jungle. You fight Chinese crocodiles. You fight Chinese people. You go to China. You go to Hong Kong. You go to
So much China.
You go to Istanbul. And when I was a kid playing this, and again, this is my personal top 10. It's very biased, nostalgia bait for sure. For me, it's my list. But when we went to Istanbul, we could not stop listening to the song Istanbul, not Constantinople. We couldn't stop listening to that because of this game. So if you want to pass that around, David,
We don't.
nobody wants to look at this. That's fine.
Oh,
Indiana
put it away.
Jones.
Put it away.
This is the original copy.
Just put it down with the other stack.
That's
There
my
you go.
honorable mention. All right. Next is Battlefront 2.
Woo!
I mean, Star Wars Battlefront 2. This game's the original Battlefront 2 is amazing.
That is a good
So
honorable
many
mention.
hours on this thing.
Big heart.
Don't die. Don't die, Jacob.
What are you doing over there?
Big heart. Big heart. Star Wars
You know what?
Battlefront 2.
Big heart because
Little heart.
my brother had a big heart when he played this with me, and it was awesome. It was so good. It still is great today. Like I still go back and play this, and yeah, it's a little dated. I prefer it actually over the
Hold on.
newer Battlefront 2. It's
Why?
that good.
You also have LAN parties and play original Halo. You're acting like it's some sort of special.
This
throwback.
is really hard to play LAN mode. You have to have a couple apps
yeah,
installed.
but I'm referring to the
What are you talking
throwback. You act like it's like
You want to hold it,
prestigious.
Frankie?
No, I don't
Hold
want it.
Frankie.
No,
Hold it.
because you're like, oh, I still go back and play this, but you also throw parties to play older games.
Yeah. Got to play what's good, you know? The
I'm not
best.
saying you're not wrong, but
So
I'm
what's
just
your
saying
issue?
there's nothing that special about it to go back and play it when you do it for other games.
Well, again, it's hard on PC. It's $2 when it's on sale. I have to buy it for 12 accounts, okay? So that's
You
$24.
don't have to.
Well, you're right. I could download cracked versions, but all I say
It's really avoiding.
is this game is awesome. It's great. If you guys have anything to say about any of the games going forward, or even these ones, feel free to chime in. Battlefront 2 is so good, man. And the
That's-
story.
That's another childhood thing for me. Is Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I will agree. That is a great game. I have fond memories of playing that at LAN parties.
Oh, bro. And you could do LAN on the OG Xbox.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Land on the OG Xbox was
Bro.
top tier for sure.
Man, it was never, I only experienced it once with like a couple OG Xboxes. Like I think Thad and a bunch of this was when he was leading youth group, like first started leading youth group. I think when David was just a little baby boy, and so was I. And let me tell you, it was fun. We'd play that and Fusion Frenzy, all this kind of stuff. So
Fusion Frenzy.
which
That's how you make enemies.
which will be coming soon. But let me get in my top 5. All right, here we go.
All right. Can we actually get to the top 5 now, please?
All right, so number 5 is Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. Let me tell you, I replayed the first 2 hours of this the other day just to see where I
Yep.
was at. And I'm
Typical Jake.
because I've played this multiple times, probably a total of 4 times throughout my life. Always great. It's great on Steam. I haven't tried it on the Steam Deck yet. I do want to try it there. But if you're playing this on the OG Xbox, it's still a great experience. And they got the sauce, man. Like this and Beyond Good and Evil Beyond Good and Evil came out literally 3 weeks apart. And Ubisoft just got the sauce, man. They got the electric guitar and the soundtrack for this thing. You're running around, running on walls. You're fighting sand zombies. It's amazing. And the most hilarious and early 2000s thing is that as you upgrade your swords and you get through the story, he takes a little bit of his shirt off every time. He's like, it's getting hot in the palace he's going through, right? And so he'll take a sleeve off. And then he get further in the story, he'll take his other sleeve off. And then at the very end, he falls down this like cylindrical prison, right? And he'll go down this well. And he
Spoilers
falls
for
to the
Prince of
bottom. He
Persia.
gets this new sword. And there's new enemies that are more powerful. What's he gonna do? Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Rip, and I'm gonna take the rest of my shirt off, and now he's shirtless. And it's the prince. And when my sisters were playing, they're like, whoa, he's got no shirt on. So it was a lot of fun watching them play it growing up because of the combat and just how stupid it was. He took his shirt off, as well as just the combat. The combat's fun. The voice acting is great. Yuri Lowenthal is awesome as the prince. So anyway, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. Still a great game. If you want to play it today, Steam, like $3 on sale. Same with Battlefront 2. All right. Do you guys have anything to say about Sands of Time?
Hands off.
All right. You ready for the next one? Fusion Frenzy! What? Anyway, Fusion Frenzy.
This is going
So-
to take some explanation.
Mario Party on the OG Xbox. This was a launch title with Project Gotham Racing and Halo 1. It looks like early 2000s trash, and when you play it, it sure looks like 2000s trash, but when you play it, whether with bots or with a person of whether it be family or friends, you will no longer be a family or friend with them after you get done with this
Yeah,
Mario
it's
Party like right
literally-
here. It
It's
is
literally
awesome.
how you make enemies.
It's how you make enemies. I put the CPUs on hard when I played it earlier this week, and there was a lot of bombs dropping because I could not believe how ass I was at this game, man. Like I was mad, but this game's awesome, man. I love it. So Fusion Frenzy, great. And if you're collecting for the OG Xbox, this is a good list to listen to. So anyway, that was Fusion Frenzy. A little guilty pleasure. But speaking of guilty pleasures, we got Pitfall Harry. Pitfall, The Lost Expedition. This is just an obligatory inclusion from my childhood, which is funny because the next two are not, except for maybe
Oh.
one. But Pitfall, The Lost Expedition, it was Uncharted before Uncharted. It was Indiana Jones before Indiana Jones game. It was awesome. It came out in 2004, which was after Indiana Jones, but that's okay.
Pause to read the box.
And it's just the kids' version of Indiana Jones. You're running around. It's kind of like a Metroidvania, basically, but it's
Yeah.
3D and you're running around. It's kind of
I-
cool.
I mean, essentially, the original Pitfall game for the Atari 2600 was supposed to be their take on Indiana Jones anyway.
Yeah. And you know what? It was a really interesting reboot they brought in. Wasn't that successful. They re-released it on the Wii, and that was an interesting thing with motion controls, which did not work very well. But let me tell you, this game has a really interesting story. It gets kind of dark, and it's a kid's game. It's okay. Oh, the booklet's black and white. But that's okay. It's a great game. I love it. And it's just got a really funny sense of humor. I can't remember for the life of me who plays Pitfall or Harry or whatever his name is. Both. But let me tell you,
I hope his name isn't Pitfall. That would
No, his
that would be
name's
pretty.
Harry.
That would be pretty
horrible.
unfortunate.
he says it like in the opening, like James Bond. He's like he's trying to impress a girl. He's like, my name's Harry. Pitfall Harry. And he's like, it's like a really funny humor. There is a talking jaguar that follows him around in some cutscenes, which is pretty hilarious. Anyway, it's a great game. Highly recommended. And my second title, top 2, we got Half-Life 2, guys.
Oh,
Now let me
it's
tell you,
made a return.
Half-Life 2. This, I did not grow up playing this. I played this when I was an adult on PC. And I got this for OG Xbox. So I'm like, wait, this came out on the OG Xbox? Wasn't this in the orange box? Well, you're correct. And you're correct. It's also on the OG Xbox. Let me tell you guys, I'm really impressed. Like after playing this for this last week or two, this is really, really good on Xbox. Because back in the day, if you had, a Pentium 2 or whatever, you ran the sucker when it came out at like 14 FPS. No joke. But you played this on the OG Xbox in 2005 when it came out. You had an okay experience with 30 frames a second, and which the game was capped at when it came out, by the way, which I didn't know, actually. And let me tell you, it's the entire Half-Life 2 experience, minus the episodes, on OG Xbox.
Half-Life 2 was like Crisis before Crisis was Crisis.
So
the fact that
Yes!
the
Yes!
fact that they optimized it for the OG Xbox was a monumental achievement.
Now let me
Kinda
tell
brings
you.
me back to Cyberpunk on the Switch too.
Now let me tell you. Is it rough playing on the OG Xbox? Absolutely. When the physics get involved, wow, that frame rate get low. It goes low like Lil Jon, like no joke. But let me tell you, it's a really good experience. And I was genuinely very surprised. I'm gonna continue playing this on OG Xbox, even though they just did somewhat of a re-release remaster on Steam last year. This is such a unique port, and it's probably the most let's see, how do I put this? What's the word I'm looking for? The game that stands the test of time out of all of these, the best. Half-Life 2 on OG Xbox. Also, you can get this for like $15 on eBay. If you got an OG Xbox, get it. And it's backwards compatible with the 360. So you're covered. Finally, number 1, guys. Number
We've
1
made it.
Xbox game is Knights of the Old Republic. This game, Jacob, you ever played this?
I have not, but I
Holy-
know it's defined
Holy,
like RPGs ever.
do you know
like forever
anything about the
afterwards.
story? Or no?
No, I don't. I know that there's like so much of Legends that have like semi become canon because of it. I know
bless
so
you,
much
sweet
about
summer
Star Wars.
child Jacob, because this has a plot twist like no other, especially back in the day, and it's awesome. And it's a little outdated, not gonna lie, but if you've played Mass Effect, it's like the older brother of Mass Effect.
It's
Oh.
like turn-based
Yep.
Mass Effect, basically.
Turn-based Mass Effect, basically.
Interesting.
It's very, yeah. So you, like even like you don't get your lightsaber or start off, you have a sword because the old Republic. So they fight with swords and blasters. Frankie, what do you have to say about Knights of the Old Republic, and have you ever played it?
I played it on PC though.
What do you think of it?
It was a good game.
Yeah. Darn tootin' it is.
I mean, you're very cinematic about your top
It's
5 plus
beautiful,
honorable
man.
mentions.
It's
And I'm just
beautiful.
wondering,
You're just gonna say this one, this one, this one. I'm done.
Yeah. I'm trying to fill out descriptions
Maybe
now.
it's a good idea I went first.
yeah.
Anyway, we're Knights of the Republic. Get it on PC. You can even get it on iPhone or Android or whatever. It's a
Really?
really good mobile experience, actually, if you want to play it that way. And from what I hear, I haven't played it on mobile.
Yeah, it actually works really well on mobile
Mm.
because basically you're just you're basically selecting the parts of the enemies that you want to attack.
Yeah.
You're queuing up your turns.
Mm.
It works really well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like playing on
Also,
PC,
most
but you
people's
have
phones are as powerful as
Yep.
systems when they came
That's a
out.
good point.
Yeah.
I played this on the OG Xbox several times. I played it on PC a few times, and then I played it on Switch when it came out on Switch. It's also great on Switch, but you can even play it on mobile. Pretty great. Great story, great characters, so many memorable characters. I remember when I was playing this, last thing I'll say about it is there's a moment where you have your crew on your ship on the Ebon Falcon, as it's called, and you're talking to Canderous Oro, this Mandalorian fellow who's not in armor. He's just part of the Mandalorian religion and tribe and all that stuff. And he's telling you about his war stories because he's an older fella. And let me tell you, man, there's a part where he tells you a story of how he was a kid and they're invading a planet as the planet Mandalore is invading another planet. And he tells the story about him diving down into the atmosphere. And it's just an amazing story. Like, even if it's just characters telling you this through the dialogue, I was like blown away because I was like picturing in my mind. It was great. So, Knights of the Republic, fantastic. Carthonasi, all those folks. HK47, man. Oh, man, HK47's in this game. Makes me want to cry. Makes me want to replay it too, but not on the OG Xbox because there's other places you can play it better. So, that's my top 5, guys. OG Xbox. Who wants to go next?
Solid top 5 plus 3.
Plus 3.
Yeah.
My top 8 games.
Yeah. And then some.
And then some, yeah.
Plus honorable mentions.
I
Plus
said Halo 1 at one
plus
point.
OG throwbacks. Plus.
Well, he took a top 5 and he Metzgered it out.
Yeah.
I Metzgered it out.
This is not the first time this has happened on this podcast.
Thank you for being for your patience, everybody. I appreciate you. All right, who wants to go next? I'm feeling let's just go around the room.
I'll have a stare off.
Yeah.
I mean, you
He
guys
seems
decide.
the most antsy. I'm going to volunteer him.
All right, Jacob.
Okay. I can
Jacob's
go.
next. All right, Jacob, what do you got for us?
Reminding the audience, I had the Wii,
The Wii.
which might already be getting
Man,
some
you're
dirty
getting more
looks from
French
my
by the
co-hosts.
second. You and
You know
Frankie.
what? When I heard that that's what you were doing, I was like, man, he's really taking one for the team, isn't he?
No, it
Well,
would have been the Wii U. If you
it's-
picked the Wii U, he would have been getting
Yes,
that
yes,
place. The Wii
yes.
is
I never
really-
even had a Wii U, so I
Oh,
can't.
you're missing out. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's so great. Oh,
Great. I don't know why I didn't catch on.
everyone should go out and
Yeah.
buy a Wii U right now.
I was one of 13 million people.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it have
It
the
was
same nostalgia as the GameCube? Because it's still the
Okay.
same.
It was okay.
It was aggressively okay.
But it paved the way for the Switch. So
Yeah.
I think we have that to thank it for.
It did.
But the
reason,
Wii!
the reason I picked the Wii is because it's my childhood console. Before I had a DS, before I had access to the family office computer, that's a long story. And before we had a PlayStation, we had a Wii. Like, I didn't even have my tablet or phone. I wasn't even like a
Dang.
iPad kid yet, and I had a Wii. Because
Were you
I'm
an
that
iPad
young.
kid, though?
I'm that young. No,
No.
not really. I think I was too old when I got my tablet. Anyways,
God bless you, Jacob.
I escaped
You escaped it. Yeah.
that pandemic. But the Wii was my childhood console. It was the only thing I had for 4 or 5 years as far as video games, and I played the heck out of it. So these are definitely personalized favorites.
I feel so old.
I know, right? I was feeling the exact same thing.
Like, the Wii was my childhood. I was like, dude, I was mid to late teens at that point. I feel so old.
I mean, yeah, Jake did invite a 20-year-old. So
Yeah. That's okay. I'm excited to hear the list of the Wii.
anyways, these aren't specifically in order, but I can kind of rearrange them right
You have
now.
honorable mentions too.
I have one honorable mention.
Oh!
But I'm gonna do it in the middle. I'm gonna do it in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah,
So starting from the bottom, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I've played so much of that with full 4 players. I had 4 Wiimotes, yes.
Whoa.
And it was just a lot of fun. I played through that 4 or 5 times, just bringing my Wii to a friend's house and spending a couple hours, and then over and over you end up beating the game. It just the perfect party game for me and my friends when we were a kid, which was a common theme, as you'll see on this list. As my 4th was Wii Sports Resort / regular Wii Sports. Despite it being motion controls, I mean, it's still lots of fun. I even had one they came out with the standing board that you
You
could
had the board?
step on. Yeah.
What?
I'm pretty sure it took 4D batteries, and that was the hardest part of owning it. But
Interesting.
that was a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
got stuck into the entertainment exercise thing for a while.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who actually owned the Wii balance
Yeah,
board.
wow.
Yeah, the balance board.
That's crazy.
Pretty
That's
sure my little
gangster.
brother actually owned the balance board because he had Wii Sports.
I
I
know
can't judge anybody though. I had Zumba
I know
for my PS4.
Richard had a
You had a
Wii,
Zune at one
Zumba.
point.
Yeah,
and he had
PS3.
Wii Sports, but he didn't have the balance board.
Yeah, Richard, what's up? Why did you get one?
Answer
Yeah.
right now,
Answer
Richard.
Right now, Richard.
The balance board resale market's pretty good too.
Like cheap or expensive?
Like expensive.
Oh,
Like if you have one to resell,
You get a
that's
good profit
worthwhile.
off of it.
But anyways, yeah. So Wii Sports spend a ton of I still play Wii Sports consistently. Like I will
Dang.
two of my friends that I spend the most time with in person at least have Wiis, and we just pop it in. Having a party, some drinks going around, play some Wii Sports.
Mountain Dew.
Everybody loves it. Yo, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't drink.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. Like I actually don't drink, but
Me neither.
it's fun.
I do drink.
Same.
Yeah, I'm
I
not,
do drink.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
not very
Oh,
often.
oh.
I'm not an alcoholic.
Sorry,
I like once or twice a year.
Yesterday, it was a random story, but my mom bought like the big pack of Listerine at Costco. He's trying to get rid of it, and I'm like, I don't want it. And then like Blaine came over, and he's like, I'll take some. I'll take it right now. And then so I was like, yeah, Blaine, I'm not a whiskey man. I'm a Listerine man. Yeah. It's like, dude, Blaine, that kid cracks me up. He also makes me feel really old a lot of times. So, but anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No, don't be sorry. Added content's always good. So moving forward, kind of still not really in like list of best, but next up would be something that David mentioned earlier, Skyward Sword.
Oh no!
Skyward Sword was probably the like second video game I ever played.
Whoa.
Wow.
I have distant memories of spending about an hour with my dad leaning over my shoulder, just telling me, push ZL, target your enemies instead of swinging wildly.
Yeah, he's like, just do it.
Just to like do the thing, use the nunchuck. And it was my first Zelda game, the first Zelda game that I played all the way through.
Mm.
And it's always stuck with me. Like I got it on the Switch, not day one, unfortunately, but
Switch. Oh, you got it on the Switch. Oh,
yeah, I got it on the Switch long after and played the heck out of that, and it's just a good happy memories all the way through the game. Like if I was walking around in the world and I heard the bizarre music from Skyward Sword, it would like that would make the rest of my life happy.
You'll be like, I am Link.
Yeah, I look
A
down
sword
at my
pops
hand.
in your
and-
hand, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it pops up in your hand. You're like, whoa.
That would be weird to have a vision. Anyways, moving forward and somewhat adjacent, my honorable mention. Speaking of those two friends who have Wiis that we still use, the modding community for Wiis is actually pretty crazy. One of those two friends has Windows 10 on their Wii,
What?
No, that's actually a surprise.
That's weird. What? No way.
and it works
It
really
works?
well. Like connects to the Wi-Fi 2.4 only. And
I can't
like,
believe it.
he upgraded from using his Wii for Windows. He had a Chromebook for a while, and he was like, "I want a Windows computer. Put it on." And his first decision was to
That's
put it on his Wii.
Sweet.
He's seen it done before. He's like, you know what? I'm diving in.
The PC Master Race
Yeah.
on the Wii.
When it couldn't run Edge, he got kind of concerned. Chrome it handled decently well, though.
That's
But-
gangster, man. I did not know that was even possible.
He got sick of using that for school after like 6 months.
I mean, that makes sense. One of the things that was kind of like one of the Nintendo's like, you know, things they were trying to push as like a big selling point of the Wii was that it was going to have an internet browser and you could use it as a sort of quasi PC. So it kind of, I mean, it was terrible. It was a terrible
Yeah.
experience.
Using the motion control pointer to type in a URL, like
But
a
like
website link.
the included web browser itself was awful. But it makes a lot of sense that someone was like, you know what, I can make this better.
You want to know how much RAM the Wii has?
How much?
88 megabytes. That's it,
What?
dude. 88 megabytes, and he has Windows 10 on there? That's crazy, dude.
I mean, as long
I've
as
seen
you're only
it.
using it for
I can
web
vouch for it
browsing.
having been done. I've seen it, but who knows if it even runs off of the onboard RAM, and if he doesn't. I've seen RAM done through like micro SD before.
that might be. And with the speeds, it's basically running the same, kind of the same speed. Maybe. Dang, that's crazy,
But
dude.
yeah,
Wow.
he used it for like a good couple months before he upgraded to like some like surplus office like miniature computer. But
It's one hell of an upgrade.
Yeah, wow.
that wasn't my honorable mention.
Yeah, I was gonna say Windows 10 is the top 3.
But my honorable
games.
mention is from the homebrew store for the Wii.
Oh,
COVID-19 Apocalypse,
Wait,
the first-person shooter.
Okay.
all right, sell us on this.
Plays just like Duck Hunt, except instead of shooting ducks, you're shooting COVID-19 like mutants.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds wild, but I mean, the soundtrack of Nothing is absolutely amazing. It's obviously entirely free.
The
Also,
soundtrack of oh, it doesn't have any
there's
music.
zero noise.
Oh, okay. I need to look this up.
Like pull up
What's it
COVID-19
called?
Apocalypse.
COVID-19 Apocalypse.
Yeah, and it's just like homebrew store game for the Wii, and that's like pull it up at a party and everybody laughs at it for 5 minutes and go back to whatever you actually want to play. But that's why it's the honorable mention. It's just because it's just funny.
It just barely gets to that status of being honorable.
just
It's on the cusp of just
on
being
the
a
cusp.
mention.
maybe not even honorable mention. Maybe it's just like funny. Look at this. Are you finding anything?
I took a couple Google searches. I'm watching a random dad with his dog.
It's pretty obscure.
showing how to install it.
Dad with his dog.
Okay, wait. Is this?
I believe that.
talking about?
Yeah, exactly. I believe that there's no
Oh my god.
no
Whoa.
music, but there is a firing sound effect. This is the game. This is the
so
entire game.
This is the entire game.
Why?
And why is this an honorable mention?
Why?
Because again, it's a very personalized list.
That's like
All right.
worse than the Flash games I used to play in high school.
Quite
Yeah.
literally. But this has been like of trying to get high scores is like the
Oh,
fun
okay.
experience of like everybody's hanging out, just like put on COVID-19 Apocalypse. So one guy doesn't have to pay attention to the conversation.
And that's when the party really gets pumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
You
cow.
pinnacled at that
You know
point.
what? Me and my sisters really tried our hardest to beat each other at Super Amazing Wagon Adventure on the Xbox 360.
I'm going
which
to
is somewhere-
topple all of you guys with Kitten Cannon.
Oh,
What?
Kitten Cannon.
I've
Kitten
got to know
Cannon.
what this is.
Wait, you don't know what
Kitten
Kitten
Cannon?
You
I
were
don't know
talking
what it
about
is.
Flash games on browser.
Kitten
Okay.
Cannon.
Kitten Cannon.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Is this like don't shoot the
Topple-
puppy?
No, way better than COVID zombies or whatever. It's
Kitten
literally
cannon.
a cannon, and all you had to do was hit spacebar and adjust the angle that it would shoot at, and you would try to get it to bounce, and it would literally squish blood every time it hit something. And they had random like spikes and obstacles, or like a trampoline, so you can keep going further. And the whole goal was to get to go.
It was like Angry Birds before Angry Birds
Yeah.
was Angry Birds.
It's
This game right here?
literally Kitten Cannon.
this is whatever, like shoot the turtle.
You could play it on like
This is the browser.
old school like
Oh,
Flash browser games. Yeah.
man.
Wait,
But you
why
actually
why
play
didn't
it
one
right
of
now?
us pick Flash? That would have been great.
Yeah, that'll be the next time.
Save it for next. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do like GBA this and something.
You guys remember
I remember like Happy Wheels and that generation.
Yeah.
my big Flash game when I was younger was The Wrath. That was a fun
Okay,
one.
I gotta
You
look
played
this
as
up now.
God, in a cloud, and you use the mouse to like aim the lightning bolt, and you click to shoot it at the people walking below
That sounds great.
to enact God's wrath.
The other one was
Are you sure you're not talking about Black and White or something?
No, it's the wrath.
anything on stickthat.com back in the day.
I was gonna say, what's our website picks?
Yeah. Sorry, I totally derailed
I can't remember.
No, I don't care. This is
what
good.
website we were on, but we download this fighting game. I told you about this, David. But it's this Street Fighter clone that's all characters from Les Miserables.
No, I know about this.
Yeah,
I know about
and
this.
it's legit. It's like an actual fighting game. It's amazing. You just type in Les Miserables fighting game.
And it's got like the cyborg in it.
Yes,
and, like,
there's a cyborg Javert.
the bunny from the play is like one of the actual characters. I know exactly what you're
It's
talking
legit
about.
the funniest ish ever. It's so good. I love it so much. There was like that and some other random games. Like I would play that on my sister's Windows Vista laptop, along with like Limbo that ran at like 10 FPS. So I understand your homebrew.
Windows Vista is not that old, dude.
I know, but they had Vista
What-
laptops.
what's
was like the first
years
laptops we ever
on
had in the
Vista?
house. Was like my dad's old Toshiba, and then they got like Toshiba laptops that were Vista, and they were terrible. She still has it today and uses it. Chelsea, shout out to Chelsea. So anyway, COVID apocalypse.
COVID-19 apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
That's
somebody
your
got
honorable mention.
somebody got bored.
mention.
Somebody got bored during
Somebody got bored.
yeah.
You know what? They probably made that as a little pet project, and then COVID happened. They're like, I'm just gonna rename it like this, and then they got a bunch of downloads.
Yeah, rename it, change the story.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. All right. Cool.
I forget where I was. I think that was
Yeah, I derailed
After
you.
3 or
My
after
bad.
4?
after well, anyways, I know I have 2 left on this list to still go
okay,
over.
all right.
So I think it is 2. Mario Kart Wii.
Oh.
I'm a lot of people hate me because it's my favorite of the Mario Karts.
Whoa.
Those are fighting words.
Double
Those are
Dash.
fighting
Yeah.
words.
Double Dash is a very, very close second.
Okay, I always thought you were gonna say it was trash or something. I'm like,
Oh no,
what?
Double Dash!
No.
Weren't they making a remake of Double Dash, or like bringing?
That
it
was
up?
like rumors or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was the
I hope. That'd
that
be
was the
awesome.
Smash Bros for the Switch too.
I'm gonna find.
You're gonna
the
find-
damn video,
I
okay?
believe
I'm
you,
gonna-
yeah.
I'm
I
gonna find it.
trust.
I trust that Frankie is capable of manifesting something. That's
No.
for sure.
Again, I was laying on the couch. I swear I watched this video. I really hope I watched this video.
How much Japanese do you know? Is he actually saying the words on the screen? Like that's
No,
what I
it
want to
was
know.
like, oh, I
I'm joking, Frank. I'm giving you ish. That's all. I love.
really hope it wasn't a dream. I swear I watched this.
yeah.
You. No, it's a vision. It's a vision.
No,
It's
yeah.
a vision.
It's gonna
I
happen.
swear
It's
I
gonna
watched
happen
this.
tonight. You go
You're
home,
a
you lay on the
prophet.
couch, you're in bed, and then like, oh, your subscription
Like,
feed
it was
reset,
just an
and boom,
update
it's Sakurai.
for Ultimate on Switch 2, not a new game. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm just trying to justify this. I swear I watched a trailer of some sorts.
But yeah, Mario Kart Wii, the only Mario Kart game I ever got both of my parents to play at the same time.
Oh, dang.
And it's just like amazing memories sitting on the couch and not being able to see because there's a chair in front of the couch and it was taller than I was at the time. And just having loads of fun.
Yeah.
I
Like-
had 4 Wiimotes and I had 4 of the like
Oh, the wheels?
the
Yeah, the
Wiimote wheel
wheels!
adapters.
Yeah.
But if you ever catch me playing Mario Kart Wii nowadays, it's always with a nunchuck.
Oh yeah. And don't even try challenging him because he beat you.
I've been training since I
I've
was a
trained
little
since I was
boy.
a little boy. That's
Still
cool.
not very
yeah,
good at it, but you know.
Wii's actually pretty dang good. The motion controls is what turns me off of it. But in terms of levels, and a lot of people like to go back to like Coconut Mall and all
Oh,
these
yeah.
other tracks. Like Nintendo also loves revisiting that as well.
That was a DLC I bought for 8 was the one
yeah,
that had
the
Coconut
stuff,
Mall,
yeah.
all the DLC. Just because I like having the other tracks. It's all nostalgic for me.
That's cool.
What was I gonna say? Mario Kart Wii also has a huge modding scene.
Dude, yeah.
I
It's
mean, all of the Mario
crazy.
Karts do really, but
Wii's legit though. Like
yeah.
I think me and David were looking up some the other week, and man, there's some cool stuff out there. So
Yeah.
How many
And,
have you downloaded?
of what
The tracks.
of tracks. I don't think it has a
I think
counter.
there's like a Doom level or
I
something
don't-
too on there.
Oh yeah, there's
There's like a
lots
Doom
of crazy
level.
stuff.
There's like a track from the Game Boy Advance Mario Kart. Like
Yeah.
some of them are kind of cool.
There's fun stuff in there. GM Construct is in there.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of
from
that. That
from
sounds familiar.
Gary's mod.
Oh, what? They made that a Mario Kart
Yep.
level? Interesting. All right. Cool.
Anyways, on to my my number one, which is a game that I had to borrow from my mom's friend for about a year before I remembered it wasn't my copy because I loved it so much. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Ooh.
Countless, like I've 100%ed Mario Galaxy 1 twice, I believe, on my Wii before I lost it. That was my game.
Galaxy.
Yeah.
That's cool. Nice.
Okay. Well, there's my whole piece.
Cool. Yeah,
So-
I'm definitely, that's a blind spot for me. I would always watch my other like family members play that, but I would never play Galaxy. I'm like, it's all right. You know, I just wasn't really into Mario, but that's cool. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I love it.
Frankie's a huge fan of 2. He loves riding that Yoshi all across that planet like nobody's business.
Just never heard anybody that was sane say wasn't really a fan of Mario. So get out.
Yeah, get how many strikes does he get?
He's long since
He's
been
long gone.
He should
He's
have been
long
long
dead.
since banned.
He's
yeah.
long dead to me. That's that's how we were at. All right. Well, all right. Rochambeau, Frankie and David.
Whoever gets the dramatic finale. That's what
Yeah.
you're really fighting for.
David's gonna
Mm.
say breath of
We'll let David tunnel it out then.
Oh.
I'll go ahead of that.
Wait, what does that mean? You're going next? You're going last?
Yeah, I'm going now.
Oh, okay, okay.
He'll round it out.
Tunnel it out?
Tunnel it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Round it out makes more sense.
David's gonna round it out.
Yeah.
Frankie's gonna
Well,
tunnel it out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
know
sure.
what?
That works.
It's been a Monday, okay?
It is a Monday.
Let me have it.
That's scary. It's Monday.
It's a Monday. I know I have the whole rest of the week. I swear I pulled this up earlier. Now I can't find it. Okay.
You ready or should I
Yeah.
stall for
no,
time?
no, I got it. Sorry. I'm also blind, so
Oh.
it takes me a while to read things. Okay. Unlike you guys, I'm not going to go from 5 to 1. I'm going to do 1 and then 2.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay. Number 1.
Mm.
If you haven't heard me already say this before, Final Fantasy X. I like all Final Fantasies, and I do like 8. It's really unique compared to the other stuff with the draw systems, but 10 was one of the first major titles that I bought for my PS2, and it was phenomenal. I remember watching the commercials on TV, like when they were getting ready to launch it, and it was just like the best looking cinematics on any game at the time. And I like turn-based JRPGs, so
Yeah.
it really ticked all the boxes. I have beaten and 100% in this game 4 or 5 times.
Dang.
Okay.
10? That's like 60 hours or
yeah.
70 plus each time, right?
Try like 80 something.
Oh, bro.
Holy
Or
moly.
more.
Holy moly.
Jinx.
Yeah, phenomenal game. Also have paid for it multiple times. PS2. Then when they re-released it and finally did an HD remaster on the 4, I had it on my Vita. I have it on PS5. Love that game. I actually gave away my hard copy of the PS4 to somebody many moons ago, but highly recommend it. I know that older 7 and stuff will be, and 6 and 5 and 4 and all the really old stuff could be hard for someone to get into, but I feel like 10 is still super relevant, super good game. It's phenomenal. Story's good. There are cheesy parts to it, but like the battle, I really do enjoy the turn-based battle, and it's a really good balance. The visuals are fantastic. The way that they set it up so like you can understand the structure of battle. So like, for example, Blizzard, Blizzara, Blizzaga, so you know the different tiers of magic, all that stuff. Then trying to get the secret Aeons in your summons, Yojimbo, the Magus Sisters. Super fun. It's just a good game. Just a phenomenal game.
And I believe James Arnold Taylor plays, what's the main character's name? Sky?
Titus.
Titus. I think he plays Titus.
Some people will say Titus, and I want to punch him in the
Yeah.
face.
What's wrong with those people?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, another one is not as well known. Super nostalgic. Okay, Penny Car Racers.
What?
It was a car RPG.
A car PG?
Yeah, a car
Wow!
RPG?
Yes, it was.
I'm putting this on my
this
list.
game.
My cousin had it, and I used to go stay most summers at his house, and it was just one of those things like we somehow randomly got or he had or something. But you start playing it, and you get to pick like a car to start with, and you do races, but then you like unlock different shops and upgrades and stuff for the car. But it's very like RPG focused. It was the coolest thing. I really do wish they would do an HD remaster of that. But all the other stupid shit they could do, I really wish this one would come back, and it is just long since
That
disappeared.
game? There's a different cover.
Oh.
Yeah, they had.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
looked. Sorry, you can't hear me. They literally look like when you played the game. You guys remember those little Chevron cars? They're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
get Chevron with Techron. Okay, the game kind of looked like that. Like it had over dramatic like faces on the front and big tires, and you could do lift kits.
I have played this. This
Yeah.
is good.
It is a good game.
Dang.
It's actually lots of fun.
I don't know if it's my number 2, but it was really, really, really good game. Next was Vice City.
Yeah.
I remember that coming out, and of course, my dad like grew up listening to 80s music and stuff, so like I was super excited with Billie Jean on there and all that stuff. And then it was supposed to be like Miami-esque because I did play 1 and 2 and 3, but Vice City was good.
I don't. Let's bring this up.
Zone of Enders. If you don't
Hmm.
like mech games, this isn't going to tickle your fancy, but Zone of Enders is another one
That
of
was
those
a
games.
Kojima title, right? Zone of the Enders.
I don't think so.
I think it was bundled in with like MGS2 like as a demo.
Hmm.
Or it was MGS2 had a demo in Zone of Enders.
Oh,
And
okay.
maybe it was produced by
Maybe I'm
Kojima?
thinking of
Wait,
something
I'm
else.
pretty
then.
Zone
sure-
of Enders.
Yeah. I don't know. Another one of those games that I think I got just like found at GameStop, like super random used copy or something.
Created by Hideo Kojima. Yeah.
Was it really? Okay.
Yeah.
Explains. It is fantastic. Fantastic game. It's super fun.
It's a mech game, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, this looks dope.
Yeah. It is super cool. Super, super cool.
Is there a good picture?
I want to say it's like
Get to some gameplay.
if you had mechs and you were in space in a Souls-like game before Souls-like games. Because you were guaranteed to die multiple times and then you have to keep going. It was a good game. Yeah.
Zone of Enders. You can't really see it very well, but
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Earth Defense Force,
yeah.
but I
This
assume
looks
it's got to
dope.
be way more difficult.
This looks cool. Yeah, this looks cool.
Yeah. Zone of Enders.
Yeah, I think they re-released this on the Switch. I think they did a remastered. Let me double check. Let me Google that.
Not
for you.
gonna, not gonna say
let's-
yes or no because I don't know, but I do know that for a little bit they had Zone of Enders on the PlayStation Store and they took it down. And I assume that it meant that they were going to do an HD
I
remake,
was
but it
wrong.
never came.
I was
But they
wrong.
do have,
They have a PS3 HD collection. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of.
but then I didn't even know there was a second one, which I did buy. And it's very anime focused. Like it has like anime cutscenes. It's super cool, actually.
Interesting.
Still not as good as the first one, but it is good. My next 2 kind of bundled with like series.
We've all bundled it at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So like Devil May Cry, also
Yeah.
childhood nostalgia. I played 1, 2, and 3. Like literally went to GameStop, beat 1 in like 2 days. Went back, got 2, beat that in like 2 days. Super fun. I have 4 and 5 like on PC and PS5. They are fun games. I love old school like style arcade hack and slash games. Lots of fun. My very last one on my list is something that I just pray for every day that Sony will bring back. Champions of Norath. And anybody that knows what I'm talking about knows what I'm talking about. If you've played like any type of Diablo, like ARPG, dungeon crawlers, Champions of Norath is like the gold freaking standard. It was so good. It had like water physics when you were like playing. It's one of those ones where like you and your friends would play split screen and then like dash for the loot to steal your friends. But it was so good and the character creation was just awesome. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it was like an ARPG?
Yeah. It was super, super,
That was
super,
on the
super.
PS2?
Yeah.
Dang, that looks good.
Yeah.
It looks really
Because
good.
I played the crap out of whatever Baldur's Gate 2 was on the PS2, and that didn't look nearly as good
No,
as
no,
that.
no.
Oh, no.
Champions of Norath, like I said, is the gold standard for ARPGs. It was so well done. The cinematics were good. The visuals were fantastic. And
It's
it
an
was
upgrade system too.
yeah, it was made by Sony Entertainment, which sucks that there isn't a third one, but it takes place in the EverQuest universe.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Sony doesn't
Okay.
own that anymore.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
And
we were
so
talking
I
about
think
this.
that's why that they haven't come out with a third one. And I constantly, I don't have enough
Manifest
passion.
it. Manifest.
Yeah,
Speak
I don't
up.
have enough
yeah.
passion for anything else, but I at PlayStation and Sony all the time. Like at least once a year, just randomly like, where's Champions of Norath 3 at Sony at PlayStation? It's such a good game.
I would love for the guys who make the Ori games and that just did No Rest for the Wicked. This would be their bread and butter right here. Because after No Rest for the Wicked, which is basically like Diablo-like, this would be a good one for them to do. So
Yeah, and
that's dope.
it's so
It's cool.
good. So good.
I'll have to get a PS2 emulator running here pretty soon.
Pretty sure I have an emulator and a copy of Champions of Norath 2 Call
You
to
have a
Arms
copy?
on my external hard
Dang.
drive at home. So if you ever want to play,
Ooh,
we can make it happen.
sounds like a good.
But I
excuse to
really
hang
want
out.
Sony to just either release some HD remasters I could sit on my couch and play on my PlayStation, or give me a whole new one because I will take my money.
Yeah,
That's
take
where
it. Shut up and
just,
take it.
just take it.
Man, if I had had a PS2 list, Gran Turismo 4 would have been on it.
Gran Turismo is super good. And don't get me wrong, I have a steering wheel in my closet at home, and I have 7, and I have 6, and I have 5, and I own 4 and 3 and 2 and 1.
Yeah.
Love Gran Turismo, but they're for me to kill time. Like I love these other games with a lot more passion for other reasons. But Gran Turismo are great games. They're really well done.
One of the
Yeah.
things I forgot to mention on the Xbox list was Half-Life 2 is absolutely, even though it kind of looks like dog water sometimes in some of the textures, it is probably one of the best looking games on the OG Xbox. Just with the faces, with the effects and everything. It looks great. Like better than Halo 2 even. Like there's a lot of good stuff in it. So
Wow.
yeah. Champions of Norath. Sounds like a great movie.
Actually,
I would watch that movie.
Yeah.
First off, if you haven't even played the game, so the story to it, I'd watch that movie.
Okay.
It is a good story, good game, great visuals. Sony.
I'm gonna look for it at the Max Level Video Games in Chico. I'm gonna see if they got it.
Yeah.
Call to
That's a
Arms
pretty good
the
spot.
last time. So the second one, I don't know about the first one. I remember calling EB Games, GameStop, all of them to try and find a used copy of these at one point. And this was probably end of high school, right after I graduated, sometime in there. And me and my friend were looking around. You could buy one on eBay for like $500. That's how.
500.
Yeah. So that,
That's
and
a
like
rare
even
one.
if GameStop got them in, it was still like $200.
Dang.
Yeah, it was rough for a minute. I did Google not that long ago, and you can get a copy of it for like $80. It's not as hard to get anymore.
But still, that's
Yeah,
up there with
Still
PS2
pretty
games.
high.
yeah.
right there, dang.
And I don't.
That's
own the PS2.
near like Def Jam levels of pricing right there, like Fight for New York and stuff.
Yeah.
That's about $80-$100. That's crazy.
Call to Arms is
Ooh.
really good though.
Actually, this copy here of Battlefront 2, I couldn't find it at any GameStop. It was when they got rid of all the Xbox and PS2 games. And so this copy actually was from, you remember, David, where we had Bible study at Miss Jack's place?
Yeah.
This was sitting up there with like a couple other Xbox games, and he let me have this.
Nice.
And so that's this copy. So.
Shout out Jack.
Shout out Jack. I don't know where he's at. Hope he's alive. He's an old fella, so I'm sure he's alive. Anyway, speaking of staying alive, David, what's your top 5?
All right. So my top 5. So I wasn't gonna do an honorable mention, but since like everybody else did, I feel compelled to at this point. So my honorable mention is Super Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, that's.
Oh, what's your console, by the way?
Oh yeah. So if it didn't give it away by the super title, yeah, my console is the SNES.
All right.
It was my first video game console, and
It was his last video game console. His only video game console.
Yeah.
to this day, it is still my favorite game console of all time. Like I have so many fond memories of playing the SNES. I mean, I love it so much. So my honorable mention is Super Empire Strikes Back. There's, for anyone who doesn't know, there's a whole trilogy of Super Star Wars games. There was Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, Super Return of the Jedi, and they were side-scrolling arcade
Super
style.
hard.
Yes, arcade style action games, and they were all difficult. But the one that takes the cake in terms of difficulty was Super Empire Strikes Back. And that was the one that I owned as a kid.
Pixel art looks awesome. On
And
Yeah,
I
this
played the
looks really good,
crap
actually.
out of it, mostly out of just sheer like determination that I'm going to beat this game, because otherwise, when you're a kid, you don't have like tons and a giant game library. So you end up playing a lot of games that just because you have them,
Right.
And it was one of those ones that was like, I played it a lot just because I had it, but it was so difficult. And at one point I was just like, I'm going to beat this game no matter what. And I did.
Whoa.
On the easiest difficulty setting. And then I remember revisiting it like as an adult, and I played it on just like the normal difficulty setting instead of the easiest one. And I got my ass kicked. Like that game was hard, but I sunk a lot of time into it.
Dang.
So I got my money's worth.
I
Okay.
feel like we recently played this too.
Like you and
Me and Jacob and Tom.
Oh.
Well,
I think it's on
I mean-
Switch.
Superstar
well,
is.
the thing
Yeah.
is, Jacob has my SNES, so he has
Maybe
that-
So
maybe
he
that's why
has
I
the
remember
game.
playing it. Okay.
He has the game.
Yeah,
He
okay.
has the cartridge.
I was gonna say I remember playing it relatively recent, like within the last 5 years, and I couldn't remember why. And I can't remember if it was on like Nintendo Online or if he actually busted out the SNES. But I remember we played it not that long ago. I got wrecked.
Yeah, it's a difficult game.
Wrecked.
But it's kind of funny. It's one of those games you wouldn't think would hold up very well, but I would say it's a pretty fun game even today if you if you can handle the difficulty.
And on the used market, it's only like $15 for the cart. It's not bad. So
Yeah.
even though the game's only like an hour long, if you don't die.
Yeah,
So-
it's probably a lot longer than that.
All right, so that's my honorable mention. So number 5 for me is the original Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people of my generation identify more strongly with Mario Kart 64. But for me personally, I spent way more time playing the SNES Mario Kart. And it wasn't even an issue of I had a SNES and not an N64, because I didn't even own Mario Kart. I actually played it at other people's houses who also happened to own Super Nintendos. But yeah, for a game that I didn't own, I managed to sink a fair bit of time into it, and I have plenty of fond memories playing it.
Yeah, it's funny because I have the same experience, but with the GBA Mario Kart, and which was basically kind of like this. And
You're just going for visual sense.
it's flat, brother. It's flat.
It's got
Okay,
that
that's cool.
mode 7.
My
got that
aunt
mode 7 right
actually
there.
challenged me to Super Mario Kart.
Who did?
My aunt.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Watch out. She gonna
Yeah.
eat you.
So my aunt is a super cool person. She's the one that got me into like Bay Area rap, like E40 and stuff before it was super big. And then like Metallica. and Mario Kart. My aunt had a SNES, and she was like, I was like, oh, what's this? This looks fun, right? I can't remember how old I was. It's probably like 7, 8-ish. And she's like, oh, you want to play? Oh, my aunt is the most competitive person ever. Till you're winning, and then she's the poorest sport you'll ever meet. I remember, not related to this, but just like to give you a picture of how competitive she was. I think on my GameCube, I had Mortal Kombat, and I won like 3 or 4 times, and my aunt kept getting so mad. She's like, no, you're playing again. No, you're playing again, right? So then she finally beat me. I was like, thank God I have to go pee and get water or something like that. And my friend started playing with her, and she died so many times. I remember laughing. She was like, stop laughing, I'm going to win. And she's like raging out. She had me in like a chokehold trying to like get me to shut up. It was great. But that's my introduction into like Mario Kart. My aunt was like super like happy as long as she was winning. And then the second I finally got good at it, just hated playing it with me.
Yeah, that's the power of the OG Mario Kart. It's one of those games that if you play it with your friends or family, well, they might not be your friends or family for much longer. It really brings out the competitive side. But it's, compared to Mario Karts of today, like even compared to Mario Kart 64, it's rather basic. Yeah. But at the same time, just there's something about its simplicity that still appeals to me. I'm not even like a huge racing game fan. Like, I think Mario Kart's probably the most I've ever played any racing game ever. Like,
Wow.
I'm not really a racing game player. But
you didn't have a steering wheel.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, you didn't have the SNES steering
Yeah, you didn't have
Wait, was there an SNES?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so. I'm just making a joke.
no.
but there's just something about the simplicity and the simplicity of the gameplay, how tight and responsive the controls are for being just,
A D-pad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is
And
very true.
just everything in the game is just tuned to bring out like your inner savage. It's a great game.
And as you're waxing poetic about Super Mario Kart, I just keep thinking about, as I watch you talk about it, I'm like, you know what he should do? He should make, when you do the album eventually, David, you should have a song on there that is just reminiscing about Super Mario Kart, but it's in the style of like a country song. I think that would be, I'd listen to that. I'd pay money for that.
That
Like a
that
slow,
would be actually
twangy,
really good.
Slow, twangy, talking about the SNES catalog.
Not
I think
slow
that'd be
twang. It
dope.
needs to be quick and upbeat.
No.
'Cause that's what Mario Kart
No,
is.
that's
It's got to
when
be
you
slow
get-
twanging for the first 2 laps.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
And
yeah.
the third
and
lap.
the music kicks in at the third quarter, the third of the song. So,
Oh man.
So what's your fourth pick?
All right,
No,
number 4
Yeah.
is Super Mario World 2: Yoshi's Island.
Oh, Yoshi's Island.
Okay.
So
Got to throw the official title on me.
it's one of those games that I don't know if it made a huge splash upon release. Like, I don't know how well it did in terms of sales, but it's kind of like it's one of those games that's just like there's nothing else quite like it. Well, apart from all the following Yoshi's Island games that tried to copy the vibe. But this is the OG, and this, I think, does it better than any of its follow-ups. It used the Super FX2 chip in the Super Nintendo cart for
What about the
extra graphical
specifications?
processing power. So, side nerdy note. So, being the SNES used cartridge games, things like memory weren't handled externally like they are on modern consoles. They were built into the cartridge. And also what this allowed them to do is this allowed them to put additional processing power on the cartridge itself.
Yep.
So they had what they called the Super FX2 chip that was only used for select titles. Yoshi's Island was one. Another one was the original Star Fox. So it actually, the Super FX chip actually gave the SNES just enough processing power where it could actually render actual 3D polygons.
Yeah.
A feat that it could not have done otherwise.
Kind of crazy.
I mean, that's why games like on the N64, for example, like Donkey Kong 64, were so expensive because they had the extra RAM they needed to run that game.
Yep.
There's
Oh,
other
that even
chips.
persisted till N64. I never knew any of that.
Well, also when the expansion pack.
N64 had all sorts of
gadgets and
but there's
doodads.
stuff on the SNES that they literally, when they're manufacturing the cart, they'll put custom chips on that cart to make the game run or for extra music or storage or whatever. And then that's why the carts were so expensive sometimes. So that's why you're paying like for Final Fantasy VI, you're paying like $80 back in the day.
But in this case, for Yoshi's Island, what they use that extra processing power to render sprites in greater detail than the SNES was normally capable of. And instead of the blocky pixel art of the original Super Mario World, you had these detailed high-resolution sprites that looked like they were drawn with crayon, like by hand.
Whoa.
And like this whole world was like, it was almost like a child's coloring book come to life. It was very vibrant, and it holds up well even today.
Oh yeah, the art style.
I've played it on emulator since, and like the art style 100% holds up today. And even though it's lower on the list for personal reasons than the original Super Mario, Super Mario World, I would say that it's actually the superior game. I would actually say in terms of like side-scrolling platformers, like I would have to say that Yoshi's Island is probably the best, one of the best, if not the best one ever made.
It's gonna be a nah for me, dog.
And you know what? Yoshi's Island walked so Death Stranding can run.
And then fall over.
And then fall over. Yeah, there you go. How to protect the baby, you know?
Did you ever pull up this Yoshi's Island?
Oh, yeah, I can.
I would love to see some of these higher
I
definition
should have
Yeah,
up
graphics.
to that TV.
It was better looking than all other SNES games, but when he
That's
says
still interesting
high
to know.
definition, it was still
Well, I mean, it was
very standard definition.
When I say high definition, I don't mean the resolution
Right.
of the game was higher. I just mean,
But I mean,
it
that's,
didn't look like blocky
visually,
pixel
that's
art.
a big
Yeah.
improvement over
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah, it did. When I say
Okay, I
That's
know
cute.
the game now that
yeah,
I've
the
seen.
animations, the everything about it is so
The
much.
mechanics are
There's
cool,
so
too.
much more detail going on than the OG Super Mario
Dude,
World.
That thing popping out of the water, which the
That-
audience can't see. That blue thing, it looked like a Homestar from Strong Bad for a second. Yeah, look at it. Yeah, it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's
If any in our audience haven't played this game and you like old school side-scrolling platform games, this is pretty much the best one that was ever made, in my opinion.
And I think
know,
it's on
man.
Switch Online too with the subscription.
Probably.
It is.
Yeah, cool.
I like old original Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3 actually. But 3 is the hardest. 3 is hard as hell.
I remember playing a little bit of World, and it was interesting, but I don't know. I guess I'm not a Mario guy. I'm a Mario
said-
Land guy.
He said it again. He said it again.
I'm a Zelda person.
You
not
knew
a
what happened
Mario
the first time.
So, anyway,
Anyway, so that was number 4.
number 2. No, I'm joking.
So, number 3 is, and this is probably not the first time I've mentioned this game on the podcast,
Oh, really?
Kirby's Dream
I
Course.
knew it was gonna
Oh,
be in there
yeah.
somewhere.
Oh my god, I love that game so much.
Jake was already pulling it up before
I
you
know
mentioned
So
exactly
it.
for the
what's going on.
uninitiated, Kirby's Dream Course was developed by HAL Laboratories, and it was originally going to be a game called Special T Shot. It wasn't Nintendo branded at all. But what ended up happening was, Kirby had like just come out at that point, and Nintendo approached HAL Laboratories developing this golf game, and they're like, we need to capitalize on the success of Kirby somehow. Let's make this a Kirby game. And what they did is they turned it into like golf meets billiards.
It was literally the Golf with Friends of 30 years ago.
But it's like way better than Golf with Friends will ever be.
I don't know. I've had quite a blast of playing Golf with Friends.
Golf with Friends is fun. I'll give it that, but it just doesn't have the pizzazz of this game.
It's a golf Kirby game. It's fun, and David
wins
me
every single time.
every single time.
Unless he's playing against Jacob.
The most
and
fun
then
I've
they
ever
both
had.
beat me every single time.
The most fun I've ever had is watching him and Matt play it together, and I'm like, my God, there's blood everywhere. Wow.
So this is another one of those games that if you play it against your friends or your family, they may not remain so for very long. This is another game that brought out just the hyper competitiveness in me. And yeah, I played it with my brothers constantly growing up. And so
you guys are brutal. You play so brutal.
So competitive.
Honestly, I so wish that some developer would pick up the mantle that this game put down and make something
It's so heavy.
anywhere close to it, but alas, nothing exists. Nothing exists that's like this.
I can't think of any random indie Steam game on Steam at all that even copies this.
The closest thing to this is actually Golf with Friends, and Golf with Friends is like someone trying to like I can just reach the moon if I jump a little bit higher.
I will give you that is missing the pizzazz or that special uniqueness to it, like Kirby's Dream Course, but you can turn on jumping and you can turn on bump physics for like the other golf balls, and it can get competitive and get ugly and it can get mean. So that's why I say, like, I've had plenty of fun playing Golf with Friends, because I can't play with you three, any one of the Reed boys,
Yeah, none of them.
because trying to even get into, they're like, oh, I'll play with you. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know you were turning this on. Dead. It's the worst experience ever.
Yeah, look at like how you shoot. It's like, what is happening right now? And then the weird physics, and
Yeah,
they tried their best.
it is
you
cool
know,
and fun.
But there's
As
a
long
way
as you
to
don't play with any
complete-
one of the Reed brothers.
You got to hand it to Nintendo though. They made a way to finish every level like perfectly, and to see the masters at work on this game,
Yeah.
it's scary. So,
But Golf with
we
Friends
may not
is-
like it, but David, we're proud. We're
Yeah.
glad you do.
I know I'm in an extreme minority of Kirby's Dream Course appreciators.
You should,
but I'll
inform
carry the torch as long as it takes.
for the audience. The audience, David, tell them about Grump's Dream Course real quick.
Oh yeah. That is the one significant
Oh god.
new update in this game's life cycle. Because I mean, there's ROM hacks for all sorts of old SNES games. There's no ROM hacks for this game until they release some. So there's a YouTube channel called Game Grumps. It's basically it's an old Let's Play channel from the YouTube days of yore.
That's one I know. Do we really need to explain that one?
For the audience out there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
For those who aren't aware of Game Grumps.
And so at some point, what happened was they did a series of episodes where they played Kirby's Dream Course, and this prompted a group of their fans to come together and produce a ROM hack for Kirby's Dream Course that was Game Grumps themed and had like over 100 courses.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How
And
much does the original game have? Like, how many courses?
it has, as far as multiplayer courses,
Sure.
because that was the main focus of the game for me.
Oh,
There is
yeah.
a single player element, and I played the crap out of it. Believe you me, trying to get like gold medals on every single course. But the main element for me was the multiplayer.
You love crushing your soul.
That was the biggest weakness of the game, is there's not much there. There's only four courses, and then there's like EX versions of each course where it has all the same whole layouts, but just the enemy placement is different.
Okay.
So there's not much there in terms of longevity. I just basically is like, I love the game so much, I'll play the crap out of it, even if there was only 4 courses. So the fact that somebody made a ROM hack that had like 100 courses put in was
That is
like
insane.
that was a massive
And each course
update.
has 8 holes.
Yeah, it
So,
was
wow.
it was crazy. So yeah, that was actually the entry point in me for like playing mods and games in general.
Oh,
was
wow.
because I wanted to play the Grumps Dream Course because it was like the only update to one of my beloved childhood games that existed at all. And as soon as I got into that, I was like, oh, there's all sorts of other ROM hacks of old Super Nintendo games. Let's try out some of these. And then now I've moved on to Doom mods, but that's a different story.
My favorite SNES is Doom.
He's actually got
the Doom
S-
version's
I actually,
GZ Doom
I actually
up on his
played.
computer
I actually
right now.
played the SNES version of Doom as a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How bad was it?
I
Or was
mean,
it good?
it's awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I had fun because it's Doom. It's functional,
Mhm.
and it's Doom. So there's that. And I was a kid who had never played the PC version, so I didn't know the difference. I just heard of Doom. That's it. But it's bad. Like the frame rate's bad. The controls are janky, and there's no textures.
Yeah.
Like, so like the lava and like the slime and stuff. It's flat black.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
very
weird.
because it was another game that made use of the Super FX chip, and even with the help of the Super FX chip, the SNES just could not
Wasn't
run.
super enough, apparently.
Yeah, it was not super enough to run
Needed the
Doom
super-duper
full fledged.
FX chip.
They also removed saving. There was no more room on the cartridge for actual save files.
Wow.
So they implemented like a password
Yeah,
system.
the password system. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dang.
which
a lot of the Disney games had that too.
yeah.
That sucks. Is that your number 2?
No,
Doom?
that is not my number 2. But that was my entry point into Doom, which is a fantastic game. Which, unlike certain other console FPS games, or FPS games in general, Doom has held up fantastically.
It has. Like
Yeah.
I've gone back and played Doom 2, and it's really fun.
But anyway, so that was my number 3. So my number 2 is gonna be the OG Super Mario World. That was the first video game I
Okay.
ever played.
Oh, wow.
Tell me about that.
So the story of how I got my SNES kind of ties into this. So, my grandparents used to live in Yuba City, and they were like managers at a motel or whatever. And I guess the nature of their work meant they had a lot of late nights just staying up, didn't really have much to do or places to go, but they were staying up late.
Okay.
And so my grandpa went out and bought a Super Nintendo with Super Mario World, and that was I guess how they got through the boredom of doing what they did. And so what ended up happening was when we go over to visit them, when I was a little kid, I would play Super Mario World on their SNES. And I basically fell in love with the game. And so after a certain point, my grandpa just gave it to me.
Aww. That's cool.
And yeah, so
Did you ever get the Special World?
yes. I played this game through from start to finish more times than I can count. This, like I said, it's technically, I would say this is inferior to Yoshi's Island in terms of the actual game itself. But for me personally, it holds a much bigger significance simply because of how much time I've put into it. Like, that was the only game I had for a while, actually. Like, that was my first game, and that was the only game I had for a few years at the very least. So I played the crap out of this game. Like, I remember going back to it as an adult, like years later, and it was like it's like my hands never forgot how to play the game.
That's
dope.
yeah, good
And
memories.
It's cool because like Miyamoto and all of them, they cut their teeth on 1, 2, and 3, Super Mario Brothers, and even the original Mario Brothers. And then this was like their like magnum opus for the SNES. So cool. And then Link to the Past was the same console, so it's like get a freaking banger both times. So cool.
All right. So moving on to number 1. And my number 1 SNES game of all time is Super Mario RPG.
I'm jaw dropped
I'm
actually that it wasn't
bewildered.
not Kirby's Dream Course.
I'm flabbergasted.
Kirby's
I really thought it was going to be number 1.
You and Jake
Mario
both.
RPG.
You and Jake both thought that Kirby's Dream Course was going to be number 1, but no. It's Super Mario RPG. So this was a collaboration between Squaresoft before they were Square Enix.
Yep.
And Nintendo, and it was essentially a turn-based RPG, but featuring the Mario characters. And this was my introduction to RPGs
That's not the remake, is
in
it?
general.
This is the original.
The remake's
Um,
3D. Well, real 3D.
That's
No, this is the original. Yeah, you can see the aliasing on the stuff and everything.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's still.
It's old.
yeah,
This game old.
very old. Yeah, this was my introduction to RPGs in general. I remember when I picked it up for the first time, I rented it from a video store.
What
are those, David?
Blockbuster?
What is that? What's a
Um,
blockbuster?
It wasn't a
Is that a Final
Blockbuster.
Fantasy
It was
store?
it was a local video place that I cannot remember the name of.
It's not a
It
Final
had a
Fantasy
sign that
store?
said "Your videos here."
But yeah, I picked it up from a video store, and I had never played an RPG before. I'd never even heard of an RPG,
Mm.
and so I was like, just cool. It's a Mario game. I'll play it. And I was like, the isometric perspective, and I was like, this is weird. I don't know what this is all about, but cool. And then I saw Koopa. I was like, okay, because the game opens up with Mario going to Bowser's castle to save the princess, because the story itself is far beyond that. You actually get Bowser as an ally later in the game.
Mhm.
But
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
but it actually opens up with you trying to save the princess from Bowser, and you're in his castle, and I see a
Whoa,
Koopa
what the
walking up.
heck?
Oh yeah, that's a cool little Easter egg.
Oh, that's cool.
And it plays the OG Mario music while you're in that state too.
That's so neat. Oh, I did not know that. I wonder what it looks like on the remake.
But yeah, so I saw this Koopa. I was like, I'll just jump on this Koopa's head because it's Mario, right? And I jump on the Koopa's head, and then all of a sudden the screen goes black, and I'm teleported to a new screen where I'm engaging in turn-based battles against a Koopa.
Whoa.
And I was like, that blew my mind as a kid. I had never even heard of an RPG.
That's so cool.
And
Totally unique experience at the time.
Yeah.
yeah, it was
And
like,
to have this on console too.
yeah.
Because some of the RPGs on PC weren't even getting this close until you had Baldur's Gate later on, basically.
But yeah.
So that's so cool.
You've never played Subterra Core or anything like that, huh?
Neither the early Elder Scrolls. So, but Daggerfall, man, apparently that was the first open world game.
But yeah, Mario RPG is not only was my introduction to RPGs, which is a genre that I love. It also holds up extremely well today. It's doesn't have a lot of the like super deep complexity of more modern RPGs, but if you can get past the very simple, straightforward nature of it, it's quite an entertaining game.
I have not played the original one, but I have been super tempted time and time again to get the remake.
And the remake is
same.
cool because it's very much the OG game, just with a new can of paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it updates the graphics just enough, and it adds a little bit extra to the combat, but not too much. It's a really, really great remaster. I would highly recommend anyone who's curious about Super Mario RPG to go get that one.
Yeah.
And my number one game for the Xbox 360 is Minecraft.
Yes.
Joking.
Get out. Just
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a joke, Frankie.
Just get out.
All right, fine. The original Prey. No, I'm joking. Any final words for the SNES, David? Jacob, have you played any SNES games ever?
Probably a couple.
Yeah.
I've
Like
I-
Chrono Trigger?
You feel put on the spot right now?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm.
Like even for 10 minutes. Have you played it for 10 minutes?
Oh yeah, I've played
All
ton
right, all right.
original Mario games of both worlds games I've played. I really didn't remember until I had seen the graphics, and then that brought me back. But because it's been a long time since I had my computer, I did all that on. But yeah, I've played SNES games. Super Metroid, I've beaten.
You've beaten Super Metroid?
Yes,
That's real gamer
I
cred
had
right
to look up a guide.
No, that's fine. You just beating it. That's real gamer cred right there. You get to stay. I have to leave. All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you so much.
I had an
David.
honorable mention for
Jacob,
yours.
Frank.
You had Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Did you do all of Xbox or did you pick specifically the 360?
Are you talking about my
'Cause
list?
remember, I said PlayStation, and you're like, no, which console? And you made me pick
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, you had
And
to
I
pick
do
one.
now, looking
Yeah.
back at it. You had original Xbox and 360 games, and you talked about Series X and S during your little rant and rave.
What?
For-
The games that he
wait, what?
had were only
well,
Xbox.
all
and
those are
360.
all original Xbox, aren't
These
they?
are all OG Xbox, bro.
Yeah, none of those are 360 games.
None of them. You can play them on 360,
Yeah,
except for
yeah,
like
yeah.
maybe one of those.
That's-
That's
I
probably what it
mentioned-
is. Because
It's all backwards compatible.
I mentioned that
All right, fine. But-
Halo 2
but-
was a game
like,
I
"Before I
bought
give
for
these back to you."
360.
Black was probably one of the best FPS games on.
that I haven't
it
yet.
had-
to get
yeah,
to.
Physics, it looked cool. They added so much flair to everything you were doing. The muzzle blast, the reflective lighting, and
Black. Which one was that?
It's a shooter.
it's a shooter.
I know it's
that
a
was
shooter,
like-
but
literally everything was destructible. The walls. The
was that
ground.
a OG Xbox or 360?
was
No,
OG.
it was OG.
Yeah.
That's what made it so cool. Is that
And it was just called Black.
Yeah, just black.
I feel like I know what game that is, but it's not coming to my mind.
It's got like the cover is thank you.
pulled up every other game.
I wish I could have
What?
gone back in time and told myself to do
Oh, yeah.
PS3 or PS4.
Let me go bring up black for you, David, before we get out of here. The one I want to play, is Gladius, which is made by LucasArts. It's like a turn-based RPG that's supposed to be like medieval, but it looks kind of weird and strange. But I'm so down to play that. And what was the other one? Oh, the Crimson Dawn, the jet game or whatever that was on OG Xbox. Crimson Skies. That's what it's called. All right, black.
Totally lost.
Long play. Here we go, David. As everybody waits with bated breath. This is OG Xbox? Dang, that's impressive. They're probably playing it on. Yeah, they're playing on the Xbox Series X probably. But,
Oh, okay.
or the One
What
X.
what does the cover look like?
It's got a bunch of bullets.
Yeah.
yeah,
the
it's
cover.
just the like Deadpool bullet rain.
It's basically. Let me go to images. This is not a touchscreen.
I was gonna
I
say
just pulled an
I'm
iPad
impressed-
kid moment.
I'm impressed with your new laptop being touchscreen.
It was bad. Man, it's not.
Because I know I've never played it, but I'm pretty sure I know what the game is, but I have to know if the box art is what I'm thinking of.
that one.
Oh, yeah, yes, I've seen that. Okay.
It's not a touchscreen. Anyway, so. All right, well, gentlemen, do you want me to look anything up, Jacob?
I can go all day.
Yeah,
Old time
Jake,
gamer.
look this up. Come on, Jamie, put that up.
Pull
Pull
it
that
up,
up,
Jeremy.
Jamie. All right, well, I'm gonna end it there.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for taking your valuable time out of your day to be here. Appreciate you.
Of
Thank you,
course.
Frankie, so much for being here and being you. We just love you so much.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
don't know about
Even
that.
being that extra little bit French.
Yeah, being
Yeah.
that extra little bit French. And
Fine, I'll beat it. Okay.
Oui, oui,
Shush,
oui, oui. Thank you,
Un
Jacob, for being
baguette.
here.
Of course.
You got me.
Baguette.
You got me with that one. Thank you, Jacob, for being here.
Oh, yeah.
being you and bringing that lovely list of Wii games.
Lovely might be a strong term, but
Yeah, it's very French. David with his SNES and Super Nintendo Entertainment System list. And yeah, it was a good time. Well, don't forget, even if you're going on the plains of Avalon, don't forget to Snarp Fangle on. We'll see you another time.
Bye-bye now.
Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. What you doing, Terry? Terry, what